Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Join me 1 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday as we discuss all the home teams. Suns are starting their playoff push, Cardinals and NFL offseason, NHL trade deadline is closing in, Coyotes news, and all the headlines from around the country. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Today, someone will be included on a work conference call thanks to video relay services. Today, someone will have a support service provider, giving them the environmental and visual information to access and connect with their communities. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
You retire only once, so you've got to stick the landing. There are many choices to make when you retire, but choosing the right advisor might be the most important one you ever make. The right advisor can help you avoid mistakes, avoid income shortfall later in life, and help you grow your money with smarter investments. To retire comfortably, you need to know that all your bills are paid, your investments are well chosen, and your income is secure for life. The IQ Wealth Smarter Bucketing System does all of this for you by separating your money into clear and distinct buckets, each with its own specific task and time deadline. You retire only once, but Steve Jurich at IQ Wealth Management helps people retire and stay retired every day.
Advisory services by IQ Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor, custodian Fidelity. Get smart and decisive in 2021. Let's meet soon. Visit IQWealth.com, IQWealth.com, IQWealth.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose there in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And yes, today is National Margarita Day. So here is my official stance on that. Margaritas, not manly. Tequila, very manly. But I just can't get behind a margarita. It's a frou-frou drink, so I know that's a huge controversy for a lot of people who enjoy a margarita, but yeah, sorry, that's where I stand on that. I'm not going to give you a man card violation. I'm just going to give you a scowl because margarita's got a bunch of that tequila in it. Well, that's a strong drink if it's done by the right people, you know.
Yes.
And by the way, they did a survey, and it turns out that the best margaritas with the best kick, Buffalo Wild Wings.
I disagree with that.
Really? Well, how do you know that, Randy? Have you had the margarita?
I would disagree with that. A friend of mine, a well-respected pillar of the community, has gone by one of our local Mexican food establishments on Tuesdays, and they have margaritas there, and he has told me that that's very, very powerful margarita.
Well, whose identity are you protecting right now?
I'm not going to tell anything about anybody other than I have it on good authority from one of the pillars of the damn community that margaritas are very strong at this one Mexican food.
And what's the place called?
I'm trying to think of it right now.
Because
Off-
your
off the top of my-
unnamed alcoholic who's hiding in the shadows.
No,
Don't, I'm talking about chain restaurants that are within reach of everybody of all the chain restaurants. So if the place you're talking about is a chain restaurant,
I
then
can't think if it's Arribas or Carumbas
Well,
or
we're talking about
Carumbas where
chain
you don't pay so
restaurants.
much.
Yeah.
No, not chain restaurant. This is Carumbas.
All right. Well, they said Buffalo Wild Wings. If it's a chain restaurant, that is
Mhm.
the best margarita. And then the Hard Rock Cafe, Dave and Buster's, Olive Garden, Chevy's, Outback Steakhouse, Chewy's.
Thought the Hard Rock Cafe went bankrupt.
No, it was on my list. It's a chain thing, so I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, so I got no problem. I got no problem with somebody having some nice tequila there. I don't know why you'd waste your time with all that whatever the hell it is in a margarita.
I've had a margarita before.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you don't get a man card violation. You get a scowl. It's kind of a frou-frou drink, if you ask me. Just give me the tequila. Bring me the shots of tequila you were going to put in there, and I'll just have that over here.
Okay.
You had any margaritas since you've been here, Keon?
I have.
Scowl.
Scowl.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not been like actually drinking very much for very long. Just recently trying everything. Everything.
Keon's mom is listening.
Well, I don't know if she's listening or not.
True, huh?
That's the thing is
just in case.
But I have already passed clearance of disappointment territory for some things I myself have mentioned. So yeah.
So what do you think of them margaritas? Would you rather have the margarita or would you rather just get that tequila straight in you?
Well, because I am a weakling and not capable of drinking things that are very strong very much. I'll probably take the margarita.
Well, I don't know that you're a weakling.
Sad to
my
hear.
birthday party, you did share a cigar with me and Jeffrey, and you handled it very well. I was very proud of you.
Well, thank you.
He could smoke the hell out of stuff. He just can't hold his liquor, is what he's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So, the origin of the tequila, it goes back to the first alcoholic drink made of the agave, which was 1000 BC. So technically, Jesus could have been throwing down some shots of tequila at that Last Supper. We don't know that wasn't a Mexican food restaurant.
Could be.
It was a very weird place where if you got a giant table, everybody had to sit on one side. That was kind of weird, but stranger things could happen, So the first alcoholic drink, it was the Aztecs who did that. And then when the Spanish showed up in the 1500s, they ran out of brandy and they were kind of checking out what the Aztecs were doing. And they're like, well, we're going to steal your land and your gold and your women and everything. So how about bringing that drink over here? And then that's when they made tequila, and it's been around ever since. The margarita has only shown up since 1938.
Well, I still on a hot day when you're having some really nice tacos to have a strong a strong margarita. I don't see that there's a problem with that.
That's why I said a scowl, not a man card violation, because I know it's a Southwestern staple. And hey, how you drink your water is your business, I guess. But I don't. No, listen. If I'm having tacos, we'll skip the margarita. Hand me the tequila. So that's all I need over here. Have you had straight tequila at all?
I have.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, of course you have, Randy. I was talking to Keon.
Yeah, I have.
What'd you think of that?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I just can't handle a lot of it.
So why is my mind more on tequila and margaritas on this fine Tuesday than other things? Well, because the next thing I need to talk about, I didn't want to talk about. Listen, it was a good try. A for effort, right, guys? A for effort. But yeah, ASU did finally go down to number 12 UCLA, 66-52. So at first, UCLA was sort of slapping the crap out of ASU. ASU made a valiant comeback, came within a point or so, and fell back down to being down quite a few points. So, but at least it was a good effort. That UCLA team, Keon. Defense. Holy God. That's just smothering defense.
It's hard to put up points on that squad. And especially if you're trying to go into the teeth of that defense, good luck. I mean, your best shot at beating UCLA is having a good 3-point shooting team, consistent 3-point shooting, because I don't see any other way you do it.
Yeah, well, this year you don't. So Arizona State has Colorado on Thursday. They're going to visit the great state of my birth, and let's just try to get through the rest of the season. Don't make eye contact, and we all go on to the. Oh boy, here comes football, maybe. But yeah, the Sun Devils they're not in any kind of conversation. Absolutely 0% conversation for the big dance. They're in 0% of the conversations for the Pac-12, right? I mean, this is pretty much just sort of let's get through these next couple of games and then we'll all go on with our lives, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're limping to the finish. This is a 10-16 squad. They had a lot of high hopes. There were supposed to be new players coming in. There were players that were allowed to leave to go to GCU and other places. And you were hoping for more than this, but at this point in the season, with a lot of the losses that they've had, I mean, the NIT is quite frankly out of the question. I think it's just been a really bad year.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. But okay, we knew it was going to be this kind of season, and it's been that kind of season, and hopefully next year, better things. But before we get to the text line, there's a lot of people with Margarita opinions. But before we do that, Randy, I need your opinion about Paul O'Neill. I guess the Yankees, those bastards that I hate so much, have said we're going to retire Paul O'Neill's number 21 jersey in August. Okay. So help me out with this. I know that Paul O'Neill was part of what we had to fight back in 2001 to win that World Series when the Diamondbacks, won it all. And so I don't feel any bit guilty about that. And of course, the loss was never his fault. He went 5 for 15 in the series. Yeah. But okay, why Paul O'Neill for jersey retirement? Tell me the story of Paul O'Neill. Why does he matter this much to the Yankees? Just sort of seems to me like a stray name from, history.
Well, Paul O'Neill he was a fantastic baseball player. He had a great career with the New York Yankees. This guy was a clutch ball player. And I think that his time with the Yankees deserves the fact that he gets his number retired. The guy was just, he was a machine.
He's earned it if he was on any team, is what you're saying.
Well, when he went over to the Yankees, he had a bit of a shift. He started with the Reds back in 1985, and he was just a solid ball player all the way through. The guy, he could do everything. He was what you call a five-tool player, and I know what you're going to do with this, but a five-tool player. I'm not doing anything. But he he was always there in the clutch. The guy's batting average was wonderful. He seemed to be able to drive in runs when the Yankees needed it the most. He was the go-to guy. I mean, he was one of the leaders on that team.
I got the metrics for all the young people. His WAR was 38.8.
Yeah, well, it's a damn good WAR, depending on where you're calculating it from. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in there because I just wanted the millennials to think we knew something.
281 home runs overall in his career. I mean, this guy could hit. What are you going to do? 141 stolen bases.
So this guy is he's the real deal if he'd been on any team. But I have to hate him, and I had to question. Okay, what the hell is this all about? And here's what I think it really is: is that he's been a television analyst with the Yes Network, and I think the Yankees are just trying to piggyback on that for goodwill.
No. This guy's lifetime batting average in all of Major League Baseball was 288, which is damn good. And when you think about the era that he played and the pitching that was in that era of his playing days, 288's damn good batting average for an outfielder. I think it's just one way a team shows its gratitude to a guy that gave everything he had to him.
He's a Yankee. So what's the dirt on this guy? What's the dirty laundry? Because if I hate the Yankees, I kind of have to hate this guy. So what's the negative on Paul O'Neill?
Boy, I don't know any negatives. The guy, as far as I know, the guy didn't get into any trouble anywhere along the line.
Damn it.
He was just a solid ball player. And when you get your number retired by the New York Yankees, I mean, that's saying something. You have accomplished something in the baseball career. So congratulations to Paul O'Neill. And what a great career, and congratulations to the Yankees for recognizing his good deeds.
All right, I'll allow it, and here's why. He was traded to the Yankees from the Reds
Yes.
for Roberto Kelly, so it's not his fault. It's not his fault that he finished his career as a Yankee.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm sure
I
that's
would
a
agree
dark
with that.
spot in his life. But I guess it's nice to get your jersey. So whatever. 888-368-1580. Just why did he have to be a Yankee? Let's see. Fish Tank says the Zipperita at Zips. That'll get your day rolling. Never had that. King Kitten says, Jeffrey, I got big news. Friday, I was fired. Yesterday, I had an interview, and today I accepted a new position with a significant increase in pay.
How about that?
I'm starting the job on Monday. Line up the tequila, Rando. Let's go, boys. And then he says,
Let's go.
what's up, Keon?
What's up?
That's good news, King of Kittens. Great. That's amazing to hear. Congratulations on that. Papa Mike says, hey, Jeffrey, you gone alcoholic. Yeah. Well, I guess not you, Papa Mike. Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Elote Cafe in Sedona had ginger margaritas. They're basically for hairy-chested men. What ginger margarita? Why ginger? Just give me the damn tequila. Why has this got to be such a fight? Watermelon says, Jeffrey in the blender crew, a good tequila for sipping is Don Julio, 1942. I wouldn't ruin it by making a margarita out of it, but I just thought I'd pass that along. Thank you, Watermelon. Appreciate that. First and 15 says Zipperitas. Yeah, those are pretty stiff. Devils plus 13.5 was a horrendous beat. Seemed rigged to me. You can't see any rigs when somebody's fighting and scrapping and trying so damn hard, and the opposing defense just keeps beating them down, unless you're trying to say that UCLA rigged the game by easing up off the gas. I don't know. First 15. I don't know what you're getting at there. Mars Bars 805 says FUCLA. Happy Taco Tuesdays, guys, and Viva Mexico, cabrones. Cabrones. I always mess that up. That's brats, right? Cabrones, I think is what he was trying to say.
I don't know.
I'm deferring to you entirely. I have no idea.
I think my dog speaks Spanish.
Mm.
No, I'm not kidding you. Because I've been trying to learn Spanish from my wife and her mom, Candy, and I was walking up the stairs and I says, bueno, and the dog perked right up. So I started saying, perro, and he's like, ooh. And I don't know if it was the tone of my voice or if he actually had known Spanish before. So gonna try out some more of my Spanish on him.
All right.
Quinte ochenta el fanatico. He didn't even wake up.
No.
Moist One says Paul O'Neill was one hell of a kicker too.
Huh? Kicker?
Blessel Hay says war. What is it good for? Statisticians say it again. That's it. Just
absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm. So, Keon, I got a little something for you.
All right.
So your Washington Commanders. Are you used to the name? Are you good with the name yet?
I'm getting used to it. It's the more you say it and the more you type it and all that, it's starting to stick a little bit.
Well, I'm still going to call them the Commandos, but
which is more fun and better.
Yeah, they polled a bunch of DC residents, about 1,000 of them, and they asked them, well, so what do you think? What do you think of this new name? And over half of the people pretty well just can't stand it. They don't like the new name. Most people would have rather had Washington Football Team.
I mean, that's what happens when you rebrand and then 2 years later you rebrand again. People weren't happy with Washington Football Team when they changed that either, but they got used to it.
Well, you can understand why. So I think that got a little bit more of a pass. But if you had to choose between Washington Commanders and Washington Football Team, which way are you going?
Yeah. Boy, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I'm leaning more towards Commanders because I do think it's just nice to have a team name. When you look at the standings and there's Cowboys and there's Eagles and there's Giants and then there's football team. It's nice that there's a name there. That's one of the main reasons I'm kind of leaning towards the name. I just like seeing, Commanders. We're a thing. There's a thing there associated with this team besides just we're the football team.
So 5% of the people love it. 36% like it. Then it goes downhill from there. 32% dislike, hate, 17%, no opinion is 11%. But if you have no opinion of it, that means you don't like it. So I put that in the negative category, and that puts you well over 60% of people just can't stand it. Kiss the Cook says, way to backpedal, Phil. Always think hot mic when you make damaging statements. Never let your mouth write a check your ass can't cash. Okay, Kiss the Cook, is this a glitch or who are you talking to here? Does anybody understand? Is he talking about Phil, the baseball player? Phil, the guy who used to work here? I'm very confused. Let's see here. I guess Paul O'Neill, they're showing a picture here of him accidentally he kicked a ball. I don't know what happens after that, Moist One. Probably should have typed it a little more.
If I remember the play right, it dropped in front of him and he kicked it to second base, something like that.
Mars 805 sent me a translation of Cabrones, and maybe I shouldn't be saying it.
No.
Oh. He had two definitions, and I'm not sure which one I should or shouldn't be saying. First one I'd be okay with. Second one, we should take a break. We're going to do that and come right back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
College basketball yesterday, Arizona State dropping to 6-10 in the Pac-12 as they fall to number 12 UCLA 66-52. They made a late run, but they could not get close enough to come back and get the win. Arizona State returning to action on Thursday when they play at Colorado. Number 2 Arizona, they are going to play at Utah coming up on Thursday night. And Arizona continues to have pretty good odds to win it all this year. Number 1 Gonzaga has the best odds to win the national championship at plus 400, but Arizona and Kentucky have the second best odds at plus 750. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com.
Have you started your New Year resolution to lose weight you put on last year? This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. If you're like me, it's hard to start your New Year's resolution to lose those unwanted pounds while we're having football playoff parties every weekend. I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. I get it. There's too much going on to lose the weight you've been saying you're going to lose. But visit one of their 3 Valley locations to find out how fast the visit is and how affordable it is. They take walk-ins, and if you mention The Fanatic or Money Radio, your first week is free at Valley Medical Weight Loss.
8 presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked off.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ABA and this station.
The dictionary describes madness as frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right. We define it like this.
There's the pass to Laker. Puts it up. To take the through for the win.
The madness is coming.
Comes down, dribble. Shoot.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, the home for March Madness.
You can do it. I know you're going to hit the post with it. Oh, I thought you were going to do it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And tonight, the Steep is at St. Mary's for 4A boys semifinals action.
What time do we get off today, Jeff? Go, I'm ready. What time?
Well, we get off at 6 p.m. The game is at 7 p.m., which means Keon will be here till 9 p.m.
It's one of those games.
Yeah. But hey, listen, don't worry, Randy. Our time will come.
No, I know.
Our time of leisure is upon us. March Madness is on the way, and we are your official home for March Madness on the radio here in Phoenix, 1580, The Fanatic. So during the break, I didn't even bother my wife with it, but I just did the Spanish to English translation, and I think cabrones is okay. It's just
cabrones.
It means bastards. I don't know that second thing you put on there, Mars Bars 805, but that is, I believe, incorrect. So Big Risk comes in and says, guys, I should have taken your advice. Okay, so let me tell you what he's talking about. Last week at his job, he bumped into a car or something like that, and he was deliberating. He's like, gee, should I tell them? Should I not tell them? Because he's worried because he's in a new job and he didn't want to get in trouble. Now, this isn't Kiss the Cook this isn't King of Kittens who just got a new job. This was Big Risk. So here's what he says. I should have taken your advice and told the manager about the car I hit. It was a young lady's car from service, and she noticed when she got home. Big Boss called me over with both cars there and asked me if I remember driving this. I told him I was trying to find the owner of the vehicle all weekend, but it wasn't there. I said, I know I should have come to the manager right away, but I didn't want to hear it from the other sales guys. And I was really going to pay the girl for her car when I found out who owned it. And then I would have told the manager what happened. Well, apparently they have an exceptional hidden cameras. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. That store everything in the cloud. So I was cold busted. Learned a valuable lesson. Listen to the guys on the Daily Blender text line when they give advice.
Well, yeah.
So, no, listen to me, because the guys on the text line were telling you
that the text line was giving you wrong advice, but we were telling you do the right thing.
Okay, so what happened? Did you just get in trouble? Did you get fired? How did that all go down, Big Risk? And I'm, I understand what you're explaining there, but you probably would have fared better had you just fessed up to it and taken your lumps with the sales guys right then. But I am curious to see where you're at with this now. Mr. Pringle wants to know, Keon, will the Washington Commandos keep their same color scheme with their newfangled horrible name?
Yeah. And in fact, that's the one thing that I think a lot of fans are going to stay on board with is the history of this team is burgundy and gold, and it's going to continue to be burgundy and gold. And they've got some of the black alternate uniforms and some other things they're trying out, but burgundy and gold, that's the color scheme of the team. That's staying. It's not going anywhere.
See, I figured it out for you, Keon. I have figured out the problem with your Washington football team Commandos.
All right, shoot.
They call the color burgundy. Is that correct?
Yep.
Have you seen the Anchorman movies with Ron Burgundy?
I have.
You need to change that movie or that color from burgundy to maroon. Then things will straighten away. Otherwise, it's going to continue being a cluster.
Or, Randy, maybe it was just years of bad play and, I don't know, deep-seated racism.
The Ron Burgundy curse.
Ron Burgundy was racist at all.
But they won Super Bowls wearing burgundy and gold. So
I don't think it was a color problem, Randy. It was a different color problem.
It's the name of the color problem.
Right.
It's a person problem, and the person's name is Daniel Snyder.
Dan Snyder. So tell me, would you have been okay if they'd said we're the Commanders and our new colors are navy blue and red or whatever military kind of looking thing, because they want to make a clean break from the horrible past?
I would have been okay. I like that they kept the colors, like some part of the history of this team that actually a lot of people are proud of. That when you think of the good teams, those are the colors that they're wearing. So you know, I don't want to see them move away from that. But look, the Wizards changed colors on me. You know, 2010. You know, they went from the teal blue to the red, white, and blue, and we all had to take some time getting used to that. And you will. You will.
Am I the only person who hears the word colors thinks colors? You know,
I don't know what you're doing.
The rap song. Just me?
Which song?
The one where the guy goes, colors. That's all I know. That's all I have.
Boy, that one's not. I don't think that was in my my cloud storage.
I think it had something to do with colors. There was a movie. Anyway, speaking of movies, I don't know how I got into this. I just made a gag about James Vanderbeek on the Twitterverse and saying, well, if I ever was trapped in an elevator with James Vanderbeek and, you know, I was forced to pretend like I'd seen any of his movies. And if you asked me, he was like, well, what's your favorite movie of mine? I'd be like, well, the last one. I have no idea. I've never seen anything with him in it. I've never seen a movie. I thought he was supposed to be a movie star, but I guess maybe he's more of a TV star. I don't know. But I think he showed up in an episode of Criminal Minds once, playing a crazy guy. Outside of that, I've never seen his work. So people on Twitter were giving me a hard time, like, come on, man, you've seen Varsity Blues. No, I haven't. And so I went back and I watched the trailer. I don't want to see that. It looks like a stupid movie. I mean, it's not even, I don't think it's even what you would call humor. And here's the thing, even if it is, maybe there's some amazing lines. Maybe it's a great football movie. Angelina Jolie's dad's in that, being the bad guy. And but the thing is, Vanderbeek's voice, I'd never heard it before. Heard it in the trailer. Can't do it. I can't do it. I'm a sensitive to really bad voices, and he has a really bad voice. I mean, tell you what, we're gonna be okay. Done.
I couldn't have told you that he did any movies. I didn't even know his name. He will forever be Dawson Creek crying meme to me. That's all I've got.
I don't even know what this Dawson Creek crap is. I presume it was some sort of chick flick TV show, right?
Something like that. Yeah. I never watched the show, but his face was a meme. The same face you posted forever.
Well, that was just, I typed in his name and that's the first picture. I thought, okay, well, that's what everybody knows him by. I had no idea.
That one still image is literally all I know him from.
So, you know, I was just saying, I just picked some random guy as just if I'm trapped, like, I worry about that, getting trapped, because I've been trapped in elevators with celebrities before. I was in an elevator with Glenn Campbell at a Phoenix Suns game. He was so drunk, he was barely holding himself up against the side of the elevator. And this was like in the years where they're like, hey, Glenn Campbell's all sober. And I'm like, no, he's not. I just rode an elevator with that bleary-eyed bastard. And yeah, I don't think he's going to remember. He was smiling like, that's right, I'm Glenn Campbell. Okay, that's nice. I don't care for your music, but I'm getting like a contact.
Stone cowboy.
Getting a contact drunk just from the fumes coming off you, buddy. Anyway, Thunder Snow says Keon beat me to it. Dan Snyder's The Curse.
They haven't won anything since he's bought the team. So
here's what Big Risk says happened with him and his boss. He says it looks bad that he didn't tell them right away. I said I understand, and I know I made a mistake. I felt terrible about it. So essentially, I'm not in trouble, but I do have to pay for both vehicles, which I can do. I also apologize to the young lady whose car I hit. The other guys thought it was pretty funny and said they'd love to see the video, but I still have my job because luckily I'm really good at sales. And I've had customers say I'm the best car salesman they've ever dealt with. So I just have to pay for the cars, and they're going to be watching me a lot closer from here on. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'm glad it all ended well. And I'm glad you learned a lesson on that. And what kind of cars do you sell? Should we? I'm curious. I think he's told us before.
I think he has, but I don't remember exactly. But the story goes, the stakes of this story go up or down depending on the kind of car.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at, because he was driving one of the cars off the lot, and then hit an employee car. So I am, unless it was a trade-in, I am curious what sort of cars you sell there, Big Wrist. King of Kittens said, yeah, he just I can see it on the text line. They can't. Colors was a 1988 crime action movie, and I think it had Sean Penn and who's that old guy? Oh, geez, he was in
Sean Connery. Gives me the opportunity to be someone more interesting than me.
No. I can't remember his name. He was a great actor. He was in The Godfather. He was in some other stuff. What's his name?
Sean Connery.
No, damn it. Stop it. You're not helping. Who is that old white guy?
Sean Connery.
All right, Sean Connery. Sean Penn and Sean Connery. Blissel Hayes says, what the hell kind of name is Vanderbeek? And he says, I bet Jeffrey actually loves Dawson Creek. No, I've never seen it. I know that Tom Cruise's ex, gaslit wife was in that show, just because they'd always say, "Oh, it's so and so that she was in that." That's what she was famous for. Robert Duvall.
Dawson
Thank you,
Creek.
King. Yeah, it's Robert Duvall was in The Colors. They played cops. I guess it was something like 90210 ripoff or something.
Dawson's
Best I can
Creek?
tell. Yeah, Dawson's Creek.
I think
Doesn't
it was
even sound
before
familiar to me.
90210.
No, it wasn't. This was
It wasn't?
1999. Well, the movie was 1999. I don't know. See, I don't know. You tell us, Keon. Clearly, you like chick flicks and chick TV shows.
I just remember being in high school when some of those shows were big. My family pretty restrictive about some of the stuff we watched on TV, so I never got to watch the shows. I don't.
So what
know.
he's saying, Randy, is he would not have been allowed to listen to this show.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Well, so my dad did make an exception for sports radio. So
yeah, but he would not be allowed to listen to this show.
Only if his dad found out.
If your dad had heard this show,
No, Dad, it's just sports talk radio.
you would not be allowed to listen to this show.
I think not with like my mom in the car or something. My mom was running the morals in the house.
Oh, I got it. So if it was
Yeah.
just you and your dad, he'd be like, don't tell your mom.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Fish Tank says, when Varsity Blues came out, I was 14. Perfect age, do everything I could to get a glimpse of the whipped cream bikini. This sounds more and more just kind of like a dumb movie. And here's the thing. I was 29 when it came out. So, and then I saw in the trailer, it says MTV Films. I'm like, well, there you go. There you go. This is nothing good is going to come from this. And it's not that I don't have a sense of humor. It's not that I don't have a childish sense of humor. It doesn't even mean I don't like an immature kind of movie. I laugh my ass off at Austin Powers, and I'm trying to figure out what's the right age to show our boys that, because some of that stuff may not be appropriate at certain ages. I'm trying to figure that out. But so yeah, when I saw the trailer for that, I'm just like, yes, looks bad. So you've seen Varsity Blues, Keon?
No, this is the first I'm hearing of it.
Randy, have you seen the Varsity Blues?
No. I remember, though, our old friend Eric used to talk about the bikini scene.
Probably just because he got to see
cream.
boobies in that.
Yeah,
that would be it.
Yeah.
Boogie says Varsity Blues was overrated. Then he sends me a crying picture of this Vanderbeek. Why was Vanderbeek crying? Man card violation at any age.
I
Maybe
don't
he got
know.
cut from the team.
Maybe he just saw a picture of his giant head in that haircut. I don't know. Colty says, yeah, it was Robert Duvall was in Colors. I think it was like they played a couple of cops in LA, and I don't know the rest. Fed Fan, thank you. Thunder Snow, thank you. Moist One says, my wife is like Robert Duvall. She robs me of my money while I Duvall the work. All right.
That's such a reach. Oh my God.
It's better when he's dirty. Yeah, Ice-T was in the movie Colors as well.
Ice-T was.
Yeah,
Wow.
he says good movie, but this is the song, and it's Colors. It was by Ice-T. So there's a video and everything. So I don't know. I don't know if Robert Duvall is like rapping in it. Probably not. Colty says Paul Walker from Fast and Furious was in Varsity Blues. He was the original quarterback before he got hurt, and Vanderbilt took over. Let me guess, he got hurt in a car accident. So too soon.
Possibly.
All right. So we're all talking about Juwan Howard and how he got suspended for the rest of the season, but then will be available as soon as actual games matter in the postseason. And well, here's the thing: I'm just going to say, everybody's talked about this to death. But Juwan Howard, if they wanted to suspend him, fine. If they want to fine him, fine. But this Greg Gard guy only got a $10,000 fine and no suspension. That's garbage. Greg Gard was starting some stuff. And by the way, so's the guy that Juwan Howard had to slap in the face. That guy was starting some stuff. So for Juwan Howard to get suspended and fined, then Greg Gard should have had at least some suspension. Doesn't seem like it was a fair mix of justice served by the NCAA.
Yeah, I don't think it was appropriate at all. You're exactly right, Jeffrey. The Wisconsin coach grabbed Juwan Howard originally, grabbed him by the arm, and he tried to start talking to this guy. Again, like I said yesterday, this guy grabbed him first. Now, as far as Juwan Howard slapping, open face slapping or punching some guy, well, look, that's uncalled for, and I understand the discipline for that. However, you don't touch a man, especially in the heat of the moment. Like, you don't touch a man.
And Juwan Howard was saying over and over again, because he pulled his mask down so you could see what he was saying, don't effing touch me, as he just kept saying that again. And he still didn't even reach that point.
And also, to be fair, Joe Krabenhoft, that bitch didn't have his money. So he, of course, was going to get
open ass slap.
That's right.
Well, look, you're in Michigan. Sometimes that's the way things go down. But it makes me more curious every time I watch that video. What did he say? Because he was yelling at Gard, and then he snaps his head over to the assistant coach and slaps it. Like, what did you say to get your attention from?
Right. What
Gard?
gets a slap? Something.
I was mad at this guy, and then you said something, and now I'm mad at you, and I'm hitting you.
Right.
I don't know what was said, and it could be anything. He said something about his mom. I don't know, but I'm so curious right now about what it was.
I agree. There's more to this that we just don't know. So with that, I don't think it was a very equitable amount of, fines and suspensions.
Yeah. And this, Jeffrey, this could be damaging for Michigan because they are trying to get in. Right now, they're a bubble team, and he's got 5 games off in a crucial part of the season. This is not good for Michigan. They have not made the tournament by any way, shape, or form.
Sure, but I think there's a good chance they'll pull it together, and he'll have somebody and something to coach as soon as that suspension's over. Listen, no matter what happened, he slapped a guy. That has to be dealt with. You kind of have to go backwards. You slap the guy. I don't care what the instigation was. You slap the guy. All right. Well, this guy did this that started that. So that's where the inequities of the fines and punishment are very obvious. And I'm not going to go there, but I could go there if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But we'll just say, in the NHL that you get to go in the penalty box for instigating. That is a part of the process too. And the fact that they didn't suspend him for that or didn't see fit to do that is very interesting.
All right, we must take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this. And of course, people talking about the handshake line. And also, if you think this is bad, if you haven't heard, wait till you hear what this junior hockey player did in a game. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
1580 The Fanatic is giving you the chance to experience Innings Festival, the ultimate 2-day spring training music and baseball celebration at Tempe Beach Park on February 26th and 27th. You'll see Tame Impala, St. Vincent, The War on Drugs, Billy Strings, and the Foo Fighters. Plus, meet over a dozen baseball legends, including Roger Clemens, Dave Stewart, and Rick Sutcliffe. Listen for your chance to win tickets good for both days. Innings Festival returns February 26th and 27th. Visit inningsfestival.com to view the full lineup and grab your tickets today.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things you got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
It's awesome. Love it. It's great for the family. All our kids love it. That's why we come here every year.
Good times can be had by all.
It's the best time we have every year. It's a great time for everyone.
Join us at the Renaissance Festival! Huzzah!
Come and have a turkey leg.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You come out here and really have a good time. My kids love it.
There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, food face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa! Huzzah!
There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
Budweiser, the king of beers, is the beer of kings at the Renaissance Festival. Budweiser invites you to celebrate and enjoy the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah!
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Tuesday. Boy, who saw the cold weather coming? I didn't, but there's a winter storm warning in effect. Chance of high winds and some rain, maybe some hail in the higher elevations. Lots of snow up north, but that doesn't really matter if you're in your house because you can watch TV. You can check out the NBA that's starting up again. Second half of the NBA season's here, and you can turn every Thursday into payday with NBA on TNT on FanDuel Sportsbook. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. FanDuel's going to hook you up with a $10 back every Thursday night. The site is setting you up. If you place a $10 bet on a same-game parlay on the NBA on TNT game, you will get that $10 back if you lose. If you win, it's even better for you. This is a no-lose situation for you. You're not going to lose your $10 any way you go about it. Set up a parlay. There's so many ways you can do that. There's the money line, the over-under, point spread, player total points. Maybe the Suns are coming back in action. CP3's out. So maybe DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker are going to step up, or, maybe campaign. He's going to get a lot of playing time. Maybe you look for him to score some points, get some assists in the game. That could be a way you could get your parlay going. So, it's up to you. It's a $10 investment. You make a three-way parlay on the same game, and you're going to get your dollars back if you lose, but you get the big win, a big-time score if you win. And win or lose, the $10 will be back to your account. Get $10 back. Thursday's insight credit, win or lose on TNT Thursdays. If you're new to FanDuel, sign up with promo code Randy1580 to make every moment more this NBA season. That's promo code Randy1580 exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Remember, got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or Next Step is the way you text. Next Step to 53342.
So good news, ladies and gentlemen. There's
Yes.
good news and bad news. Good news is, remember I told you guys last week about this cargo ship that was full of luxury cars?
Yes.
It had Lambos, it had Porsches, it had
Bentleys,
some Lamborghinis, it had all sorts of amazing cars, 4,000 cars. Well, that thing was on fire. It was such a bad fire that all the crew, 22, all safely evacuated off the ship, and then they just let the ship sort of just sort of do its own thing. It's like we're going to stay clear because if the fire on the ship gets to the gas tanks, it's over, and there'll be an explosion, and that'll be the end of that. So that thing, well, they've now they've gotten tugboats at least up to it. They think the fire has gone out, so that's the good news. But the bad news is the reason it ran out of things to burn. That's
too bad.
So if you have a car that you were hoping was on its way, from Germany, you ain't gonna get it. So
sorry about that.
It'd be amazing if there are any surviving cars on that ship. I wouldn't count on it, but if there was, how amazing would that be? Even if there's just a couple, you'd be like, does that increase the value of the car? I kind of feel like it does, because now that car's got a story.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a Volkswagen Bug, then
that car's seen some what.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
they said it burned for as long as it did, because I guess some of the electric cars on there, those lithium batteries, those burn like magnesium for a while.
Oh yeah.
So just something to think about as you're sitting there charging up your car, and I'm blazing on down the road in my American muscle car. By the way, Big Risk says he sells GMCs. I like GMCs.
Oh yeah.
They're like the weird cousin of Chevrolet, but if I had to, I'd get a GMC truck.
They're like the rich cousin of Chevrolet.
They're the upgrade. Yeah. In fact, he says, here's a little tip for everybody. Denali is not a type of vehicle. It's the top trim package. So don't come in asking for a Denali. Nobody will know what you're talking about. And he says, thanks guys. And from now on, I will listen to you the first time. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad it all worked out for you. But he says, he sells GMCs. He says, the Acadias, Sierra trucks, Yukons, Canyons, Terrains, all that stuff. Some of those trucks are pretty badass looking. I'm a Dodge guy myself, but if I had to, get something else, it'd probably be a GMC. Fed Fan says, great. Now I got to wait another 6 months for my custom Porsche. Sorry, Fed Fan. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Last Optimist says, you pronounce Porsche incorrectly. It's Porsche. You have to put the accent at the end, like in a stripper's name.
Porsche.
No, I pronounce it like an American. And it's like, then there. So let me, if I do it your way, Last Optimist, then I just say, I just saw a Dusha driving a Porsche. I'll stick with the American version.
Starts to sound a little too nursery rhyme when you go the other way.
Oh, Kiss the Cook was earlier. He was not talking about Phil, who used to work here. He says, my previous statement was addressing statements made by Phil Mickelson. By the way, woohoo, it's Tuesday, 2/22/22.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you call that? It's one of them nomads. What do you call those?
Palindromes. The palindrome.
Palindrome. That's
same at each direction.
Yeah. I was never any good at math. So
that's okay. You don't. It's more of an English term, but okay. Cabana says, the doctor says my neck infusion is healing well. I know you love my pictures, but I'm running out of spine to rod together. Great show, guys.
Thank you.
Can I change my name to Iron Man or Rod Man? No.
Might be acceptable.
I'd say maybe Iron Man, but we generally you chose Cabana. You chose Cabana. So we don't let people change
but
him.
now he's no longer, just a man.
Yeah, he's more metal than man now.
Yeah. So
I will
Iron
consider
Man.
it.
Yeah.
I will consider it. Let's see. Moist One says, I need to find that wench who loves meat sticks, the one out at the Renaissance Festival.
What's that?
It's not that.
What's
it's
that?
meat on a stick, Moist One. It's not a meat stick. Just
FYI.
Yeah. Blissful Hayes says there needs to be a UFC ring next to the court next time Michigan plays Wisconsin. Let them fight for 5 minutes and then just continue the game. Think of the entertainment value. Well, this was the end of the game, and a lot of people are bringing up the thought like, okay, maybe it's time to do away with the good game line. Yeah, I call it the good game line. Good game, good game, good game, good game. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Neither do you. I hate you. You hate me. Good game, good game. And people are very passionate about this. I am not. They don't do it in the pros. Why do you even do it? I mean, I get it. You're trying to teach sportsmanship. I think it's just ripe for exactly what just happened. In fact, I'm surprised what just happened hasn't happened more often, but not between coaches. That was a little bit of a wrinkle. I'm talking about players. I've been tempted in many good game lines to take a bat or a hockey stick or just my fist and do a big giant stooge punch running down the line until I couldn't get away with it anymore. Tempted, never did it. But this is where confrontations, you've just had a very heated game. Somebody might have said something or been upset. Now you're forcing them together where there could be a problem. So I'm okay if they get rid of the good game line. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion either way, but I'm leaning towards keeping it just because
you like fights. You like to see the fights. You wanted to see Juwan Howard slap that dude a couple more times, didn't you, Keon?
The fact that this doesn't happen all that often is a testament to the fact that that's not a common occurrence. Having fights in that line is not something that typically happens. That's the reason why we're talking about it so much, and the reason why it's getting so much coverage is it is weird that this happens. And I think that the college is kind of like the last time that you're young enough to where you can use this line to say, despite the fact that you've got a heated confrontation going on over here, you're still playing people. Go ahead and shake their hand. Take your loss like a man, or take your victory with some grace.
I didn't like the handshake line. I never did.
Like it? I don't think anybody playing actually ever did like it, but it's not about liking it. It's that sometimes you're going to be in confrontations in life.
Well,
it's
not. It's because I didn't mean it. I did. They were the enemy. I never meant it. It was either, if it was a good game, we won. So I'm telling them good game, and I'm just like, mediocre game. I mean, I never cared for it. I understand the concept, but in my heart, being an honest person, I couldn't do. I hated it. Randy.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I didn't like I didn't like it either, except that when I grew up, I played ball with a bunch of guys that went to different schools. And so after the game, it gave you a chance to say hi and kind of catch up. And, but other than that, I don't, I mean, I understand it's supposed to show sportsmanship, and you're supposed, like Keon said, you take your loss like a man, or you take your win with grace and dignity. So I don't know. I don't have any strong feelings on keeping the good game line.
I had a coach that was basically like, look, if you don't have anything good to say, just shake their hand. You don't have to say anything. You don't actually have to say good game if you don't mean it.
Yeah,
but get through the process. So somebody beat your ass, and guess what? You own it.
Well, whether you win or lose, you're going through, and then in a handshake situation, nothing's worse than a limp fish handshake. Yeah. So you're like, good game. I was like,
yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So if you forced me to do it, I would be a good sport, and I would do it because I was told I had to. Didn't mean I had to like it. I'm just being honest.
And I was involved in more than one occasions where there was a confrontation that broke out in the handshake line. So, yeah, I had a coach one time grab me by the chest protector. I had one of the guys on my team was a second baseman. He hit the pitcher that hit him earlier in the game. So, yeah, more than one occasions. There were some. I mean, the ball team I was on, in high school, the summer ball team I was on, we played in Buckeye, and we got run out of there. A lot of those Buckeye residents carry farm implements in their pickup trucks.
Yeah.
And they were following our bus out of town. So
yeah, that's the thing. Is in some circumstances, it's I think that past I don't know, junior high, you can stop doing that, or you can opt out. It's like, okay, things were pretty chippy out there. Let's just go. The no need for the good game line. But to me, I've always thought, because you remember when I was a kid, I played hockey, I played football, I played sports, and I was like, this just looks like a good opportunity for a Donnybrook. That's what this looks like. Yeah, it's like, okay, now here we are. You're forced to be here. I'm forced to be here. Let's throw hands. Let's do this now. We couldn't do it before because the game was on the line. But now I got a long bus ride home, and I just kind of like to whoop your ass before I get on that bus.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why they do this at the collegiate level other than showing sportsmanship. But come on, the pros don't do it.
Yeah. We wouldn't do it with other radio shows.
Well, of course
no.
Well, it's because nobody has as good a game as we do.
I got a few guys around town I'd like to Donnybrook right in the mouth.
That's really not what that means.
I'd like to Donnybrook him right in the mouth.
You just turned it into something.
I'd get my
sounds
Donnybrook
dirty.
club out and just start wearing it out on them.
I'll explain it to you off air.
I like that Donnybrook word. I like that, Jeffco.
Well, I have to explain to you what it means.
Yeah.
Big Risk says the handshake line is supposed to promote sportsmanship, but I agree. As an honest person, don't like doing that either. It's forced. Number one Rattlers fan says, hey, that ASU game was awesome. Thanks, guys. You've been now bumped up to my number 2 favorite station.
Uh-oh.
That's got to go up to number 1 or somebody's never winning tickets again. That's for sure.
Not going to sit well.
All right, we must take break. This is hour 1. Coming up next, I believe hour 2. The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd.
Huzzah! Great shopping, a giant crafts market. Your favorite shows.
Be ready to have a great time and don't be afraid to participate.
Huzzah! Just night.
Huzzah!
Silly fun for the entire family.
Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival.
Lots of new shows. Non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable.
You will adore the Renaissance Festival.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Huzzah! Weekend now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Fashions and Food City
Or online at arizona.breakfastinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines,
Fashions Food City.
Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You can always save on Renaissance Festival admission with discount tickets at Fashions and Food City stores statewide. Huzzah!
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Have you started your New Year resolution to lose weight you put on last year? This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. If you're like me, it's hard to start your New Year's resolution to lose those unwanted pounds while we're having football playoff parties every weekend. I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. I get it. There's too much going on to lose the weight you've been saying you're going to lose. But visit one of their 3 Valley locations to find out how fast the visit is and how affordable it is. They take walk-ins, and if you mention The Fanatic or Money Radio, your first week is free at Valley Medical Weight Loss.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line. 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. And we unleashed a conversation that is continuing on to the end of this hour. I was really surprised people still want to talk about it. I figure everybody else has talked about this to death. But, Juwan Howard, he got himself suspended for 5 games and like a $40,000 fine. Chubby little white guy only got $10,000 and no suspension. So okay, well that is what it is. We'll let the the NCAA worry about what that all means. But Tom Izzo, the coach of Michigan State, that's right, Michigan State coach, and sounds like mafia informant Tom Izzo, says college basketball should not get rid of the handshake line. He's against getting rid of the handshake line. And I think to your point, Keon, the fact that you don't hear about this very often, all right, so let them keep doing it, right? Let them keep doing the handshake line. But we are changing. Society is changing. Before, when people would never have started crap with a player on the court, we're talking about how dangerous people in courtside seats are, and having this close proximity to players and starting nonsense in the NBA. And we're seeing just changes in how people are. In fact, there's another story. A junior hockey player got a lifetime ban after he didn't like a referee's call, and he punched him in the face and knocked him down at the ice. He jumped back up. He was okay. But they had to ban this 20-year-old Paul Halloran for life. And, it just was, it's just, we're changing, I think, as a society and as a people. And I don't know if it's the entitlement thought process, if we're just raising kids crappy now. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to go there for this, but I don't think that we can go along with the same old expectations of human decency from people. In that handshake line, Juwan Howard, he had a few words to the other coach because he took a timeout when he didn't need to. So it's like, what are you doing? Take a timeout. The game is done. You guys have won, and you're like trying to humiliate us.
Which I also, that kind of factors into it, because Juwan Howard is somewhat at fault there. He's pressing. They were in a full court press, and then his Wisconsin coach guard had his backups in, but they couldn't get across half court, so he called a timeout to reset the clock. So if you want this game to be over, you can let it be over. You don't have to keep pressing, but you're pressing. So I'm going to help my guys out. The game's over when the losing coach decides the game is over, and that's part of it. And
Juwan Howard is wrong in thinking, well, I'm going to say something, and then he's not going to say something back, or he's not going to want to say something back. I understand being frustrated and saying some stuff as you go by, but you can't just think, I get the last word.
Yeah, which he pulled his mask down and said, I'm going to remember this.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was after the guy stopped them and was talking to him. Yeah. So neither of them should have said a damn thing about this. So Juwan Howard has a nice pile of wrong on his side, but I think the physical nature of what the other guy did, and then of course whatever, I don't know what that other guy said, but he got smacked for it. So I feel like it, he could have just said what he needed to say, and then the other guy could have said something in passing, and they could have figured it out later.
Juwan Howard didn't say anything until he was touched, until that guy grabbed. He was walking by him.
You couldn't see it through the mask, but he was saying something to him. Juwan Howard was saying something to him.
But if he said anything, it wasn't anything to instigate. He was probably like, I'll remember that. He wasn't going to shake his hand.
Well, he
was going to move along
about the timeout. So he's like, hey, oh yeah, I'll remember that. And the guy's like, whoa, let me explain it. The guy wanted to explain himself, but then he entered the physical space of Juwan Howard. So, like I said, there's a little bit of wrong for Juwan Howard, a lot of wrong for the chubby little white guy. And the whole thing, nobody's right, but there are, I think, higher levels of wrong on the other side of this.
Yeah, it's a lot of ego going on. Because Brett Gard could have just taken what Juwan Howard had to say and not said anything. I'll call you later and explain myself if I feel like I have to, which Randy said yesterday. There were plenty of ways to handle this from both sides, and they just didn't handle it properly on any level. And I do think that they came down harder on Juwan because he did actually hit somebody. And it's more about his players came to have his back the moment that happened, because these 19, 20-year-olds, you're their leader. So you hit somebody, they're coming too, and then they're not coming with nearly as much discretion as you should have as the head coach.
Yeah, so a bad situation all around. But then Tom Izzo is saying, getting rid of the handshake line would just be another excuse to avoid teachable moments. And I think there is some merit, but there's also a change in society where, yeah, maybe we don't need it. Now, here's the thing. I'm not suggesting get rid of it. I won't suggest that, but I'm going to say I don't know why we need to keep doing it, and I never liked it. So let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Let's see. Chief Skoll says, Jeffrey, the pros do the good game line. NHL, NBA, NFL all meet up to shake hands. Major League Baseball does the self-gloss. We won line. Well, here's the thing. The pros, they don't do a good game line. It's not forced. Some of them head right for the locker room. Some of them will go over and say hi to guys they went to college with or people they have respect for. There at least is an option in that moment. You are not forced to do it in the NFL. When you see those guys out there on the field.
Right. But I will say this, the NHL, at least in the playoffs, I know there is at the end of the series, there is a handshake line at the end of the series. Once the series is done, the battle is over. The combatants get together and shake each other's hands, and then they move on.
King of Kenton says, hockey at the end of a hard-fought playoff series. Yes, the handshake line is one of the most honored traditions in all sports.
Yeah.
He says, by the way, I've met Fed Fan. I can tell you she is too sensible and too economical to buy a Porsche. Yeah, I know. She was kidding, King Kitties. Don't worry about it. Tiger Paws says the same thing about the pros doing it in hockey in the playoffs. Blissful Hayes says, Randy, do I need to stock up on survival supplies and food for the approaching winter storm, or do I need to hunker down here in Scottsdale? What's going to happen?
No, I think it's going to be fine. It's just a winter storm. There's supposed to be some rain attached with this thing. I'm not sure exactly where. I can check the radar in a little bit, give you an official update from the Harmon Solar 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center.
All right. Well, you let me know when you're ready, Randy. Moist One says, I didn't care for handshake lines. Everybody told me I had the softest hands ever. Randy knows.
Well,
no, I know. I remember shaking his hand. They were also a little moist. God, I hope that was just sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Big Risks. What's that?
Fingers crossed.
Well, he did a little thing like this with his middle finger into my hand. I'm not sure what that meant, but it was uncomfortable. Fed Fan says, is that the difference between men and women? I didn't mind shaking hands. I thought it was good sportsmanship. I didn't care if there was no chippiness, but when you have a rival or somebody you can't stand, win or lose, it's just like,
I remember playing basketball in middle school, and there was a guy in a game one time who was talking so much crap that you didn't want to shake his hand. He was the person that if you say anything while we're shaking hands, good game, anything, I am hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say anything, which I think was wise on his part, because he was talking so much bleep in the game. And then of course we lost. So it was just like, hey, you say one word right now, you're hitting the ground. That we got a problem. But outside of that, I never minded it.
I guess we just don't expect that from coaches. Maybe that's why this is such a big hoo-ha. Robert Surprise says, Randy, I totally understand. I was once hitting a slow pitch softball game and got pretty heated. How do you get hit in slow pitch softball? Because here comes the pitch and me going.
Well, in slow pitch softball, especially if you're a pitcher, and if you're a pitcher, a lot of times batters will hit it right up the middle at you if you're running your chops. I mean, if you got a chippy pitcher, I mean, that's the worst thing in the world because he's going to get one right up the middle there. He's either going to have to duck or jump. And if he can't do either one of those, he's going to have to just take it.
But in slow pitch, how are you hitting anybody with a slow pitch hit? I get maybe a fast pitch, but a slow pitch?
A slow pitch hit, you can hit the ball pretty damn hard. Take it from me.
No, you can't hit a guy. If I'm a batter, you can't hit me. I guarantee you.
No,
with a slow pitch.
Yeah, that's not what.
You have to watch it come down on you.
Like, I used to love.
I didn't see that coming.
I used to love with guys that were mouthing. We would be in a beer league, and you get some obnoxious jerk out there pitching. I used to love driving one right back at his head, just as hard as I could. You'd see clothing and gloves and hats going.
Charlie Browned him.
Yeah.
Charlie Browned him.
Absolutely.
Unnamed Texter says that's why playoff hockey lines at the end of the series are the best. They'll talk down to anyone they felt disrespected them. Have there been fights in the good game line at the end of playoff hockey?
I don't think so.
You know why? Because these guys don't get paid enough to afford the fine. I think that might be something.
And that might be true, but I think at the end of the game, hockey players are different, man. When the game's over and a series is over, the combatants come to the center of the ice and shake hands like men. and that's it. It's over. You move on.
Mr. Pringle says throat punches for all those immature bastards out there. I agree. Boomtown says I'd have Randy's back in a Donnybrook. I love Donnybrook, so like I love my wife. Oh, that's right. I gotta read. I keep forgetting. Gotta read it like him. I'd have Randy's back in a Donnybrook. I love Donnybrooks like I love my wife. That's how that should go.
Who's this?
Boomtown. I keep forgetting that that's from Letterkenny. Berg says happy Monday. And then he texts, son of a bitch, it's Tuesday. Stupid Michigan. Puts the lotion in the basket. Hey, check this out. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna actually save that to my computer there. He just sent a photo of where his seats were. He says, great seats, guys. Everything was fun. Whoever took care of me Friday night because of the misspelled email, that was me. Puts the lotion in the basket. I got you. He says, major kudos. Yesterday was a holiday. I was busy. Just got off work. Want to say super thanks again. And those are our, I've not been, those are our seats. Holy crap. Those are good seats. Have you been to one of these ASU games there, Keon?
I haven't gotten the chance to yet.
Right on the 50-yard line, if you know what I mean. I know it's basketball, but it's like right there at center court, just looking right down the pitchfork. That's awesome. Wow. Thanks for the photo. Puts the lotion in the basket, and I'm glad you had a good time. I'm sure we're going to have more tickets for more stuff to give away here, soon, I'm sure. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says, Phil Mickelson wishes someone would shake his hand right about now. He just lost one of his biggest sponsors.
Oh, geez.
Somebody's got to explain to me exactly, because I've only seen like some little blurb headlines about Phil Mickelson and what he got in trouble for saying something.
He said something about the Saudi golf tournament, and I'm not. I'm trying to find out
the one he chooses to go play in rather than go to the Phoenix Open.
Yeah. So he says they're scary MFers to get involved with. He said we know they killed a Washington Post reporter and U.S. resident Jamal Khashoggi and have a horrible record on human rights. They execute people over there for being gay.
True. So what do you say that? Why is he in trouble for these things?
Well, he's in trouble with the
Saudis.
With the Saudis, I believe.
Like Doc Brown was in trouble with the Libyans. Marty, I've got the plutonium for the Libyans.
Was it Libyans or was it Iranians?
Oh, no, it was Libyans. It was Libyans in Back to the Future. Oh, I don't know what you expect, Doc Brown, and I don't know what you expect, Phil Mickelson. So this was a hot mic moment, and then he was just talking to somebody about this, and then now it's all public, and now he's
apologizing because
if he has a bunker, he needs to get in it.
His sponsor is gone, and I believe his sponsor was KPMG International. And they do work in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. By the way, if you really wanted to see Phil Mickelson jump, you can't go wrong with walking up behind him going like that. He just, if you want to see a brown streak down those calves, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says this wasn't the tournament he's played in. This was about a proposed Super League. But yeah, KPMG just dropped him like 45 minutes ago. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
He wasn't
nothing
wrong.
He said was not true. But
everything he said was 100% true. But
if you take the devil's money, you might want to keep your mouth shut.
Well, it's not. That's not. I mean, that's not the whole picture. I mean, there's been a lot of talk out of Phil Mickelson of moving to a Super League where superstars would be in this Super League, and it's all backed by the Saudi Arabians. He's criticized the PGA Tour. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things. So, yeah,
it's just when you live in a world where sponsorships are everything, you become a politician. There's a reason why a lot of golfers tend not to say anything on the political climate of any kind, because your sponsors are connected to a lot of these countries, and you say the wrong thing, and then you're just out millions of dollars.
Well, it sounds a lot like his problem. Moving on. Let's see. Mr. Pink Eye says Juwan Howard's part of the 90s era of basketball. He's old school. I'm not shocked he started a fight. First off, he didn't start it, but he sure finished it. He says, I think it's great for basketball. Yeah, he didn't start the fight. He slapped the guy who had jumped in and said some stuff after he'd already been in a verbal altercation with another guy. So not the same thing.
And I would say that it's good for sports. It's in some cases that we have altercations when you're the head coach of a college basketball team, I actually don't think that that's good.
No. Porn
Pros,
Ninja
fine.
says handshakes. Those are disgusting. I prefer strawberry. Boo.
I feel bad for having heard that. I think everybody feels worse.
I wasn't going to read it, then I thought, why do I have to be the only one to read this? Everyone needs to
Spread the suffering.
Yeah.
Good.
Number one Rattlers fan says Massachusetts Pirates are our rivals. We hate those bleepers. No handshakes there. Straight Striper says, is there a mobile show on the forecast? Me and my friend Jameson are ready to go full Juwan Howard and smack you guys with some nice shots. I'll take the shots. Absolutely. We need to, it might be a couple more months, but yes, there are definitely some mobile shows on the
a mobile show.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what the hell's a mobile show.
He means live remote broadcast.
Okay.
But a mobile show is still right.
Yeah, it took me a minute to think about what
correct.
that meant. Yeah.
It's like all the things Phil Mickelson said. Still right. Just Blissel Hay says the lesson here is coaches and players need to bring brass knuckles and other weapons to the bench for post-game greetings. I don't know that that's the lesson there.
That seems like it would make things worse. But okay.
Fed fan says guys used to try to hit me with line drives in co-rec softball, and when I played third, I'd catch their hit and they'd shut up real quick. Oh, yeah. Boomer Sooner says, good afternoon, Daily Blender. I can't believe somebody actually says they got hit in slow pitch softball. I played 30 years plus. Never did I ever see anyone get hit or come close to getting hit in slow pitch softball. I don't know what kind of league that is, but wow, that sounds like BS. Yeah, I again, slow pitch? No. Also, Jeffrey, did you know that today is National Margarita Day? I know it's National Boomer Sooner is late to the show day. We actually had that conversation in the last hour. And here's the official man card line. Listen, it's not a good look, but I'm not going to give you a man card violation. I'm just going to scowl at you. I'll give you the man card commissioner scowl. What you really need is some tequila. That I'll give you a full-on manly accreditation for. King of Kenton says, I tell you, at the end of the series between the Coyotes and the Kings back in the day, there wasn't a fight, but Shane Doan had some serious words in line with the Kings. Totally not the usual, but Shane let his angry words totally be heard. There you go. There you go. All right. Listen, like I said, I'm not saying get rid of it, but I don't know why we need it. All right. Must take break. When we come back, we are going to move on to some NFL. We'll clear up what's left on the text line and do other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to sing it.
We're singing words now.
We'll even sing the business part.
Save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive.
Now, that's a commercial you'll remember, even if you don't remember the bundle and save with Progressive part.
We're singing a commercial.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
This is the end of the jingle. A jingle about insurance.
Have you started your New Year resolution to lose weight you put on last year? This is Stephen McCollum, host of the Main Event here on The Fanatic. If you're like me, it's hard to start your New Year's resolution to lose those unwanted pounds while we're having football playoff parties every weekend. I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. I get it. There's too much going on to lose the weight you've been saying you're going to lose. But visit one of their 3 Valley locations to find out how fast the visit is and how affordable it is. They take walk-ins, and if you mention The Fanatic or Money Radio, your first week is free at Valley Medical Weight Loss.
1580 The Fanatic is giving you the chance to experience Innings Festival, the ultimate 2-day spring training music and baseball celebration at Tempe Beach Park on February 26th and 27th. You'll see Tame Impala, St. Vincent, The War on Drugs, Billy Strings, and the Foo Fighters. Plus, meet over a dozen baseball legends, including Roger Clemens, Dave Stewart, and Rick Sutcliffe. Listen for your chance to win tickets good for both days. Innings Festival returns February 26th and 27th. Visit inningsfestival.com to view the full lineup and grab your tickets today.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
College basketball is on the Fanatic. Are you ready for the madness? GCU is charging through the WAC on a collision course for the big dance. Catch their games live on the home of GCU basketball. We catch up with the best the NCAA has to offer. When it comes to college basketball, we are your home for all the action. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. As I told you, tonight you got Mesquite at St. Mary's for some playoff basketball, 7 p.m. Tomorrow, got some college basketball. GCU is at Chicago State at 5:45 p.m. And then on Saturday, GCU has Sam Houston at 5:45 p.m. The Kansas and Baylor game, that's going to be over on Money Radio 1510 at 5:45 p.m. on Saturday, too. And, of course, we'll talk about this a lot more on Friday. On Sunday, we got the NCS at Auto Club at 11:30 a.m. Is that just what it's called? They just call it the NCS at Auto Club? Or is
NASCAR Cup Series is what NCS stands for.
Yeah, I couldn't fit that on the paper. So NASCAR Cup Series at Auto Club.
Yeah.
Is that like at a Sam's Club? Is that like they run through the race through the aisles?
No, it's a big racetrack over in California, and it is actually this is going to be, I think, the last race there, because when this race is over, now that some of the COVID restrictions have been lifted, they're going to start working on remodeling that track. It's going to be shorter, much shorter. I think it's going to be a very short 1 mile track, and they're going to build up that area around there. All sorts of shopping and dining and housing areas out in that place. So that's what I understand is supposed to start happening after this race.
They're going to make it a mile. How long is Phoenix Raceway by comparison?
Phoenix Raceway is 1 mile. It's a 1 mile oval.
So that's a shorter track comparatively to others.
Yes, you have 4 different stages. You have a short track like a Bristol, which is less than a mile long. You've got Phoenix Raceway, which is like a mile. Then you've got mile and a half tracks like Charlotte. The Charlotte Raceway is like a mile and a half long, and then you've got the big tracks like Talladega, which is the biggest on the circuit, which is almost 3 miles in length. You've got the road courses, Pocono, COTA, Circuit of the Americas, Road America. You've got a diverse selection of tracks these cars run on throughout the year.
A lot to learn here. In a moment, we're going to have the Blender top 5. Let me get cleaned up here on the text line. Against the Spread says the Saudi Terror Tour is going to pay big cash for golfers. The only problem is last place golfer gets stoned to death right there in the sand trap on 18.
That's not cool.
Yeah, you know damn well it's going to be an IUD. Last Optimist says, Mickelson is using Saudi Arabians in the Super League as leverage against the PGA. Seems like he might have just lost that leverage. Yeah. He says, by the way, just don't offer me your left hand to shake. What does that mean? Does that mean something? What if I only have one hand? It's my left hand. What if my nickname's Lefty because I lost my other hand in a let's say I was blowing off some fireworks like Jason Pierre-Paul or something.
I don't know if this is what they're alluding to, but I have heard somewhere that I think it's in Saudi that the left hand is used for personal hygiene.
The wiping hand.
You catch my name. Mm-hmm.
I just wash both hands.
Mm-hmm.
Robert in Surprise says, do you think anybody shook Penn Senior and women's swimmer Leah Thomas's hand?
I don't get it. Is that the lady that is transitioning?
I don't know. Yes.
But
I don't know. Sure, there was a firm grip involved if they did. Randy, I'll be down at Firebird Raceway tomorrow fixing AC units and trailers. Just wondering if you're going to be there or if any of you guys were going to be there.
Firebird Raceway? No.
Why
no.
would we be at Firebird?
No, I think the dragsters are in town this weekend. I think the NHRA Tour is in town, aren't they?
I like drag racing. I mean, I know it's dangerous, but I love driving really fast with women's clothes on.
I had
every
the chance
time.
to go. Had the chance to go out there one year, watch those guys run, and had an opportunity to be right there at the Christmas tree, right at the starting line. Boy, when that 12,000 horsepower goes off, it'll lift you up and move you around.
12,000 horsepower.
Yeah, 12,000 horsepower.
It's almost as much as my car. First and 15 says, what about a strawberry margarita? Is that a full-blown violation or a scowl? No, you're in violation. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, margarita, I'll give you a scowl. Hey, you start putting strawberries and crap in it. You get frou girly up that drink. Man card violation. Mr. Wilbur says Juwan Howard likely still suffers from PTSD from when Chris Webber called the timeout that they never really had.
Well, I'm sure he's never gotten over it, and quite frankly, nobody in Michigan has.
Kev wants you to know, Randy, the Auto Club is actually going to be a half-mile banked short track.
Oh, going to be half mile. There you go. Thank you, Big Kev. Appreciate that. Thank you for that correction.
All right, so here we go. Cleaned up the old text line. Let's go ahead and do this. It's time for the Blender Top 5. All right, Keon, what do we got?
So the Blender Top 5 today is, we're heading into the offseason. We're officially at that point now where we're slapping franchise tags on and transition tags on top of players and people. So the offseason officially underway. So here's the top 5. The top 5 moves, in your opinion, that the Arizona Cardinals ought to make in this offseason. And you can go the direction of who needs to be signed, who needs to be re-signed, any players that you're interested in drafting. You don't have to name the specific player, maybe just the position or a position group that you think is a position of need, but whatever it is,
whatever we want to do,
your top 5 offensive or off-season moves for the Arizona Cardinals. It's
okay.
Like good news, you're running the Cardinals. Bad news, you woke up and you're looking
running the Cardinals,
and you're Steve Kyle.
All right, no, I'm not. Here's why: because you said I could do anything, any off-season move to help the Cardinals. Well, can I go first, or do we? Let's let Randy.
We can go in whatever order.
I'll go first. I got it right here. First, number 5, get a new coach. Number 4, get a new GM. Number 3, don't re-sign AJ Green. Why? Because number 2, bring in Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, or Chris Godwin. Maybe all of them. I know you don't have the cap space, but do something. And then number 1, keep Kyler unless you can get a superstar in trade. That is what I would do. Those are my top 5 things I think the Cardinals should do. And if I were in charge, I would do. So was I allowed to get a new GM?
You're allowed to get a new GM. Yeah, that's a move that you can make.
You're the guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see how I just fixed the Cardinals? I don't know why you guys are even going to take a turn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's an overhaul. That's basically what you're saying. You're starting over if you do that. To a degree.
They're moves. They're giant moves.
Yeah, they're giant moves, and they're legitimate moves. I went a little bit smaller because I do think that the Cardinals have a playoff window to work with here. So I'm trying to load up on the talent right now that you can get in sort of a short-term way. So my number 5 was sign Jadeveon Clowney. He is a player that gets a lot of pass pressure, a lot of pressures, which is, to me, more valuable than sacks itself because it's hard to tell exactly what's going on when you're trying to get pressure on the quarterback. Sometimes there's a little bit of luck involved in getting the sack. I want pressure because it's something I can consistently repeat. Jadeveon Clowney does that, and he's not going to cost you a ton of money because you got $20 million in cap space, which isn't bad. But that's not 100% great either. My number 4 move is to sign Brandon Sheriff. He is a right guard. He played in Washington for a really long time. He's damn good. Will cost you a little bit of money, but the part of the offensive line that was really not good for the Cardinals was that interior. I thought the tackle spots played really well over the course of the season, but the guard, center position, got to upgrade those. Brandon Sheriff will help you do that, my number 3 move is to re-sign Zach Ertz. I think you got to get as much talent and as many pass catchers around Kyler Murray as humanly possible. Zach Ertz proved that he is definitely a good fit for this team. And I think another year in the system, another year playing with Kyler probably helps Zach Ertz. I also go with my number 2 move here. You got to you got to draft George Pickens. He is a late first round, early second round kind of prospect. He, in my opinion, would have been the best receiver in the SEC had he not been injured to start the year, but he came back to play for Georgia, was an instant impact kind of player for them. Speedy, think Andy Isabella, but with hands. And my number 1 move, you got to re-sign Chandler Jones. You got to bring him back. And if you're going to add Jadeveon Clowney, I think edge rusher is a position of need for this team. Pair them together and see if you can get pressure on both sides of the quarterback. That is my top 5 moves.
All right. So Keon, now you and I have done ours, but I want to add a new piece of information in case Randy wants it, or in case you want to change yours. Anthony Hitchens just got cut by the Chiefs because they needed to free up about $8 million of his dollars. I don't know if Anthony Hitchens is the kind of guy that you want on the Cardinals, but he had 80 tackles, an interception in 15 games that he played. So, he had a career best 135 tackles when they got him back in 2018. So this is a pretty good player right there. I don't know if he's still at the level you want him to be at, and I'm not sure how much money you can get him for, but I wanted to make sure that you both understood that this was an opportunity. So Randy, it's your turn. Top 5 off-season moves you can would like to see the Cardinals make.
Well, I did not go into as much detail as you guys. I don't have like names and stats and all that business, but my number 5 on my things for the Cardinals this offseason, you got to shore up that offensive interior line. You've got to do that because you have the opportunity to have a running game. The problem is your interior of your offensive line is not very strong. So that's number 5 for me. Number 4, you gotta do something about the defense stopping the run. And we got gashed this year, I don't know how many times, by not being able to stop the run. So the interior defense as well. The interior defense has got to happen. Now, I'm interested, Keon, you would like to see the Cardinals get Jadeveon Clowney. I think that Jadeveon Clowney is maybe a trouble spot. It seems like wherever he goes, it's a 1-year contract and he wants all this money, but he doesn't seem to produce at that level that he's asking money for. So I'm not sure about Jadeveon Clowney. But I would say replacing or getting somebody in there that can play opposite Chandler Jones, which is my number 3. You got to re-sign Chandler Jones. You're going to have to sell the farm if you need to, but we need Chandler Jones in there. And there's a reason, because the opposite side of him, J.J. Watt's got 1 more year, and that's why I think you got to go out and get somebody that can play opposite of J.J. Watt when he's off the field. You got to have somebody in there that can come in and help this defense be stout up front. I think the linebacking core is pretty solid for the Cardinals, and I think they're going to go out and draft some cornerbacks. And then number 2, I'd like to see exactly what you said, Devontae Adams. I'd love to see us go out. Look, if the Los Angeles Rams can figure out how to get deals done for Odell Beckham Jr., Cooper Kupp, and all these guys that they had in there, and they can bring them in, then what the hell is Keim doing in his office, in his liquor closet, and he can't be more creative and come up with some idea? Go get a Devontae Adams. You got DeAndre Hopkins on the other side. You got Devontae Adams in there. And then you've got some guys with Kirk in there. And what's the other kid, the rookie? I can't think of his name right now. He's a punt returner, but he was also a receiver. He was another lights-out prospect for us. Number 4, I think. Anyway, you got to go out and get Rondell Moore. Rondell Moore. There you go. So you go out and get a Devontae Adams. Suddenly, if one of them gets hurt, you're not going to be sinking to the bottom of the ocean because you don't have DeAndre Hopkins on the field. And then finally, I don't know which way to go with this. I'll be honest, but you've got Kyler Murray. He is a talented quarterback. I think he's a little skittish now, and with good reason. His offensive line the last 3 seasons, although they were better this year, his offensive line has really not been a lot of protection. And I think maybe you're right, Jeffrey. He got a little dinged up, and now he's skittish. He's got happy feet back there. The only way to cure that is for him to trust his offensive line. So I guess you got to have to to make sure that Kyler Murray is happy. You're going to maybe have to extend him. I don't know for the kind of money I heard Ralph say he was asking for. But you certainly want to make him one of the top paid guys. And then but by all means, along with that, you've got to shore up that offensive line, man.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting killed on the interior of that offensive line.
Well,
that's what I talked about.
And then when Kyler would drop back too far, he made it impossible for the exterior. He made it possible for those guys to keep somebody from coming back and sacking him. So, okay, I'm going to do a new top four.
What?
I'm going to branch off what Kyler Murray needs if you're going to keep him around. He needs a near perfect offensive line to achieve what he needs, and that is that peace of mind and security that nobody can get through no matter what. So you need to have perfect O-line. You also need star receivers in every receiving position. Okay, nice start with Hopkins and Zach Ertz, but now you need the 3 stars that I was talking about. You need everything perfect for Kyler Murray, or else the pouting begins or the failing begins. So as you start to look through all these things, and Keon asked us the question, top moves you'd like to see the Cardinals make. Well, everything seems to be in pretty good order, except for you could use another receiver, and except for your quarterback it all goes back to Kyler Murray. Other quarterbacks have done more with less. Kyler Murray, it seems like he's done less with more, and the only way he's going to be successful and continues to succeed is if everything is perfect for Kyler. Near perfect O-line, all-star receivers, no scrubs, all stars. You can't do that.
I don't think you can do that. I don't think he needs everything to be 100% perfect, but I do think that offensive line probably does need to be damn near perfect for him, for sure. I will go back to Randy's point, by the way, because he's not big on Jadeveon Clowney, and I understand that. But Clowney's been fine with these 1-year mercenary deals where you just get him on a 1 year. He's not, really going to ask for a long-term contract from you. And if you don't like what you get out of Clowney, you're not stuck paying him a ton of money. However, if you don't like Clowney, Calais Campbell is also out there and available. He was with the Ravens, I believe, last season. He was awesome. Calais Campbell is a guy you could probably throw out there that would definitely, you could put him opposite Chandler Jones, put him opposite JJ Watt, depending on who you have out there. But Chandler Jones plays every single down. So maybe you give JJ Watt some breaks to try and get him to last an entire season. Exactly.
I think you're going to have like an alternate for JJ Watt. When JJ Watt's out there, he goes about his business at 110%. But when he comes out, you got to have somebody that is equal or real close to equal as JJ Watt, so you don't lose anything at offensive line. But God, please fix that interior of the defensive line, please, and fix your guard. Like you said, the guard positions. Hudson was hurt a lot this season, so I don't know if that he's the answer at center. But the center three, the left, right, and center, they need to be fixed, and they've got to be fixed with some really good guys.
Listen, we have to take a break. A lot of people on the text line want to talk about the moves the Cardinals need to make in the offseason to be a better team for next season, and we'll do that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When you needed your mom, she was always there with the Vicks Vapor Rub. She used that soothing scent to calm you, and her mom used it to calm her. And her mom, well, you get the idea. Vicks Vapor Rub's always been there. It always made you feel better. And today, it still does. Bring back those childhood memories with the comfort and care only Vicks Vapor Rub can bring. Vicks Vapor Rub, family tradition for a reason.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K. How convenient.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Today, someone will enjoy a phone call with their family, thanks to speech-to-text technology. Today, someone will know their rights so they can confidently advocate for themselves. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication, thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
What will you learn on the Lifestyles Unlimited Multifamily Masters Tour?
You learn a lot. You learn from A to D. And we were very fortunate, this road trip was amazing. And in the in-between, and you meet a lot of wonderful people and a lot of folks that are interested in this and a lot of folks that are doing it.
March 17th. Tour apartment communities with top team apartment investors, owners, and operators. Register today at multifamilymasterstour.com.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Margarita Tuesday. Is that what it was? Margarita Tuesday.
Let's call it Tequila Tuesday, but it's actually Margarita Day. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you can have lots of tequila if you hit on one of these bets at the FanDuel Sports book. There's a ton of ways to do it. One of the things I love about betting on my favorite sports, like the Phoenix Suns or NASCAR racing or the PGA Tour, the NFL, I'm always finding new player props or game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel is you can combine prop bets from multiple games and now even multiple sports. I'll give you an example. It's called Same Game Parlay Plus, and you can take, for example, let's say you've got DeAndre Ayton is going to have 27 points, and you make a play on that, and then you go, oh, but the Coyotes are going to beat the Avalanche. So you lay down some cash on that. See, that's what I mean. It's a multi-sport, multi-game parlay, and it's really easy to use. If you don't want to build your own same-game parlay, there are popular same-game parlay section where you can join the bets that others are jumping in on. 2 weeks ago, as a matter of fact, over 14,000 customers won a total of $1.1 million during the Bucks at Lakers game. That was just a couple of weeks ago, and you can get it on the action too. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, sign up with promo code Randy1580, get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000 and make every moment more. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, promo code Randy1580, so they know that I sent you. And remember, you've got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. If you're in New Mexico, sorry, it won't work. They verify your location. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeff, go.
I'm kind of feeling like letting Keon have his bits on this show is just basically a ploy where Keon tries to turn this into a real sports show. And I might be against it.
You asked me for bits. Those are the only bits I can make.
Well, I know. And I like the idea. Then now all of a sudden people are talking serious stuff and it's just kind of weird for us. So I don't know. I might be against this, but let's go ahead and go on to the text line. We had the,
you're funny. I just know sports.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you really are getting the show yet, kid. Well, we'll talk. Anyways, the Blender top 5 was off-season moves you'd like to see the Cardinals make, and we all had a lot of ideas. And let me just say, for anybody keeping track, I think it was a 3-way tie. I think we all had amazing ideas. Every one of those ideas could be used and done. At various degrees, I guess, of success, depending on who you keep and who you don't. But still, I'm going to call this one a 3-way tie. So congratulations. Usually I win these outright. But so congratulations, Keon. Congratulations, Randy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So Baby Got Dak says, hi, guys. Randy, did you see the reports coming out that Kyler Murray was demanding that the Cardinals trade for CeeDee Lamb? Is Kyler high? You can't have CeeDee Lamb, Kyler. Get over it. Now, keep in mind, Baby Got Dak is a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
But what did you make of those reports where he was screaming for CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't know that he was screaming about it. He probably made a request. He probably put in some ideas. Maybe the team asked him, Kyler, what would you like to see? What's your wish list? I know teams do that a lot to their starting quarterbacks. How do you feel like we did, and how do you think that the team can improve? And how can we help you get better and set you up for success? So him asking for CeeDee Lamb, I think it's a great idea. Who are you going to trade? You're not going to send away. You're not going to send away DeAndre, and Jerry's not going to take anything less than that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you go out and you pursue one of these free agents and you get them in here and figure out a creative way to get the deal done.
I think Jerry would gladly take your draft capital if you were giving that away, but that's not a good idea. Well, anything that you would trade to Jerry Jones that would make him happy, it's probably not the best.
But Keon,
idea.
Keim's not so good in the draft, so maybe it's for the best. Just saying.
You're not 100% wrong there.
Puts the lotion in the basket. Says they should tag Chandler and re-sign AJ Green. Boy, why you? A decoy, like, we know if he throws to him, he'll drop it, because guess what? That's not a decoy. That's a fact. That's what's going to happen. You got to get rid of AJ Green.
AJ was a superior force to be reckoned with earlier in his career. But this past season, the one thing probably wasn't his fault, where he didn't see the ball. He didn't turn around, see the ball that hit him right in his helmet in the Green Bay game. But the other one was, he had the ball.
AJ Green aged about 5 years in 2 games this season.
Yeah.
He looked dominant. He looked kind of like old AJ Green. And then something happened about week 6. And AJ Green was 57 years old the next time we saw him.
King of Kittens, I think, is enjoying is that a White Russian? What are you drinking there? And he says, well, forget about Aaron Rodgers as a Cardinal, because he said he had positive talks with the Packers. So you know what that means. He's not going anywhere. He's staying in Green Bay.
It also means the Packers are probably going to re-sign Devontae Adams.
That, I think, would be a prerequisite. You're probably right. So, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, and there was other wide receivers of high caliber that are free agents that I didn't mention.
Dude, bring in Chris Godwin. I'd love that.
We have a new texter here on the text line. A new texter calls himself Hot Dog Water. Hot Dog Water. I think that's what he wants his texter nickname to be, because that's all they texted. Hot Dog Water. So now I got to wonder, was that the text, or was that his, not sure what to do with that one. Against the Spread says, if you woke up and you were Steve Keim, well, I'm thinking, I'd probably take some Tylenol, because I'm sure to have a headache.
Which is why Jeffrey had the smartest solution of all, which is just to not be Steve Keim and just fire him.
No, Against the Spread says we're both wrong. He says, you just proceed to pour Miller Lite right into your cornflakes. You are correct. Blissful Hayes says, hey, when's the race set up on, Randy? I really enjoyed that show.
Well, we're not doing a full version of that this season. We're doing it actually Friday afternoons here on the Daily Blender. So tune in and we'll talk some NASCAR racing, get you set up for the weekend.
Yeah, we'll be talking to some of the players. players in the world of NASCAR. I know they're not players, they're drivers, but we'll be also talking to some people over at Phoenix Raceway and some friends from Motor Racing Network, that sort of thing. Hefty Lefty says, sign one, if not both free agent guards from Tampa. Use second and third round picks on linebackers. Assign an established but not old receiver. Resign Ertz. Pay Chandler Jones. Hefty Lefty.
But the linebackers, man, I thought our linebacking was fine. I thought our linebackers were good. Isaiah Simmons was a beast. He was all over the field.
Awesome. I think where the linebacking could have used a little bit of work. Zaven Collins, fantastic athlete, but I don't think they know exactly where to use him, and he wasn't particularly great, as Randy mentioned earlier, against the run. So you might have to start experimenting with him and see what you can do.
I gave you an idea.
Hitchens is if he's out there, I mean,
he is out there,
depending on how much he's going to cost.
That's the thing.
But if he's affordable, if you can actually go out there and
$4 or $5 million,
yeah, I think it'd be worth the money.
Watermelon says, Randy, say it with your chest, brother. Burrow 0 offense of line took a lick. Lord,
that fell apart.
The hell was that?
Fast.
I'm reading it verbatim. What he's trying to say is,
speaking of Miller Lite directly into cornflakes.
Yeah, say it with your chest, brother. Joe Burrow had 0 offensive line. He took a licking and kept on ticking, made it to the playoffs in the big game. Kyler Murray is a joke. I'm learning to drink. I'm sorry. I'm learning to read drunkenese, you know.
Drunkenese.
You know how they have those things where you have all the letters backwards or upside down? I can always read all those. They're like, you're a genius if you can read that. I'm like, no, you don't have to be a genius. It's just your mind puts those things together. It's starting to work for me on drunk people text. So
let me ask a question for our texter that sent me that wonderful text.
Yes.
So what do you do at quarterback then?
That's the problem. Everybody wants to replace the quarterback until you have to answer the question of, who do you replace him with?
Who do you even get for him?
Who do you bring in that's going to be better caliber quarterback than Kyler Murray at this point?
Well, I was going to say Gardner Minshew, but you keep your hands off. I want him on the Colts. I'm not even kidding.
Minshew mania here.
I'm not even kidding. I will take Gardner Minshew on the Colts, but I don't think it's going to happen. Moist One says, here's his top 5. Trade Kyler for Tua Tagovailoa. Extend Cliff Kingsbury. Induct J.J. Watt into the Cardinals Ring of Honor. Well, he's still playing.
Yeah.
Go sign David Johnson and then draft Malik Willis. There's a lot wrong there, isn't there?
There is
a whole lot wrong.
I don't think you get to draft Malik Willis. I don't think Malik Willis is making it to 23 where Arizona's picking.
Yeah.
He'll be gone in the top 15.
Nice try, Moist One. Maybe he just wants the Cardinals to trade up. I don't know.
But then why trade for Tua?
Why would you extend? Why'd you extend skinny jeans? Why?
Billy from Phoenix says Cardinals need to get a new coach. I agree with Jeffrey. Let's see here. Lost Toby says hi.
Howdy.
How you do?
Hi, Lost Toby. Boomer Sooner says, I'm sure you guys noticed the day is 2/22/22 on a Tuesday. Can you get a beer, please? Yes. And again, you're just going to start listening to the first hour. That's that second thing you brought up that we covered in the first hour.
Yeah.
Boogie says Cardinals need to do these 5 things.
Okay.
Sign Calais Campbell, who, by the way, good news, he's not retiring. Sign offensive tackle Teron Armstead. Sign offensive guard Brandon Scherf. 2, trade away Kyler Murray. His value will never be higher than it is now. And then trade for Deshaun Watson.
Well, Deshaun Watson, first of all, is not up for trade. He still has this legal issue pending over him. Brandon Scherf, absolutely, bring him in. But he's a tackle, isn't he?
He's a guard.
Brandon Scherf?
No, Scherf's
he is a guard?
Yeah.
All right, bring Scherf in here. Hell yes. I would bring him in, put him in left guard for sure.
I wouldn't go out looking for a tackle. I thought the tackles did a really good job for the Cardinals. It was that the 3 people in the middle were turnstiles. That's really what the problem was.
And I think that Rodney Hudson, I think he started out fine and he got injured. And I think he played injured all season long, and that's why he wasn't as effective. This is a former Pro Bowl, All-Pro center that came over from the Raiders.
Hey guys, that guy is yelling hot dog water again.
Hot dog water.
Is he? See, it's still confusing because is he just really excited? about hot dog water? Is he
Well,
very strongly demanding that that's his name?
Well, Just the Tip says hot dog water has a slang meaning, which is actually spot on. This person should win Texter name of the week.
Because a slang meeting?
It means something is absolutely spot on. So I think that whoever hot dog water was just agreeing with one of us. I'm not going to read hot dog water anymore until you explain and well, at least let us know who you're hot dog watering. Is that, I don't think that's probably correct. First and 15 says Murray is obviously uncomfortable under center. He has a hard time seeing over the center's ass. That's a problem. Cards need to have Murray under center and run more of a bootleg pro-oriented offense with a strong downhill running game. That's like what Randy said.
But the problem there is putting Kyler under center does not give you the quote unquote air raid offense.
Good Cat says continuation from last week. I started teaching my 6-year-old how to fish this weekend. He caught a giant bass. Boom, picture proof. That fish is almost as big as that kid. Congratulations on that.
Wow, good for you.
Good Cat also thinks that Keon won the top 5. You must not have heard what Randy in mind.
I thought you guys did really well.
Chief Skull says trade Chandler, trade AJ Green, trade Murray, trade Kingsbury, trade Kime, and then just have the Cardinals join the USFL.
Who said that?
That's Chief Skull.
Thanks, Chief Skull.
It's not helpful
Appreciate
at all. We have more people with more to say. We'll clean up the text line when we come back, but we've got a bunch of NFL to talk about. The quarterbacks, the other people, things, stuff, other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience and make every moment more by betting on all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets. Right now, FanDuel is letting you place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Just place a bet on any game, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back if you don't win your first bet. Seriously, there's no strings attached. Just place any bet you want. If you win, you keep the cash. If you lose, you'll get your entire bet up to $1,000 back in site credit. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started and be sure to sign up using promo code DALE1580 so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code DALE1580. You must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund is issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
1580 The Fanatic is giving you the chance to experience Innings Festival, the ultimate 2-day spring training, music, and baseball celebration at Tempe Beach Park on February 26th and 27th. You'll see Tame Impala, St. Vincent, The War on Drugs, Billy Strings, and the Foo Fighters. Plus, meet over a dozen baseball legends, including Roger Clemens, Dave Stewart, and Rick Sutcliffe. Listen for your chance to win tickets good for both days. Innings Festival returns February 26th and 27th. Visit inningsfestival.com to view the full lineup and grab your tickets today.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Weekends now through April 3rd. Great shopping, a giant crafts market. New shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments. Non-stop feasting and more. The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Sun Devils softball is back in action at Farrington Stadium for the 2022 season, picking up right where they left off last year, ranked number 21 in the nation. The Sun Devils look to build off a strong 2021 season with 14 returners and some star-studded newcomers. Tournament packages and single-game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $12. So don't miss out on any of the action this season. Get your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix, 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Figured out what a hot dog water means.
Spot on.
We were being insulted. I read Just the Tips text wrong. Turns out that it's a vulgar comeback used by someone who's too butthurt to think of a real comeback. And so he was just shouting hot dog water because he didn't know what else to say. So he must have disagreed with us. Unless he's playing something, then.
Well, he's probably disagreeing with you then.
Well, why do you figure that?
With me. They don't disagree with me.
That's not true. I can't point out exactly, but the text came in at 4:51 p.m. That was just exactly when you were giving your dissertation.
I don't think so.
Just saying. Okay, hot dog water. We're going to call you that.
I think that's when Keon was on.
But a real man will let you know why you're saying what you're saying when you say it. You know what I'm saying?
It's also just not great radio to say I disagree and not say why.
That's
also,
better than hot dog water.
Yeah, that's true. Which is even more ridiculous. But also, you don't have a text or nickname. To what degree do your opinions really matter?
Well, they're hot dog water now. They don't have a choice. Usually we let texters choose their text or nickname. This person just chose his own. And I think he's okay with that, but we'll find out the hell this is all about. In the meantime, we were doing the top 5 things the Cardinals need to do to sort of get their world in order. And we still have some text here on the text line to clear up before we move on. But yes, as I said before I was distracted, this is the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. That's Randy White. Keon Rose is over there. What are you doing over there? What are you doing? What do you do over there, by the way? People sure wonder, what do you do over there?
The computer's here. So
It's a production computer. He's putting the podcast together.
Oh, so that you put the podcast in as we go every hour?
I try to. I'm actually an hour behind right now. But
oh, dear God, do something quick because Boomer Sooner is going to start asking questions from the last hour any minute now. What were we talking about? Oh, that's right. Keon Rose is in the control room, and you guys are on the text line 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. Why are you insulting me?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what it would do.
It really doesn't seem like much of an insult. You know what
it's
I mean?
Kind of like when people, you watch the golf tournament, you're out there watching the golf tournament, and then some moron yells mashed potatoes when a guy hits it, really clubs a nice drive.
That's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Or somebody else, you're on the tee box 546 yards away, and somebody says, "Get in the hole!" And people like that should be thrown out.
So hot dog water now says hot dog water. So basically, hot dog water is Groot of the text line. All they'll ever say is hot dog water.
Hot dog water.
So,
well, there you go.
Baby Got Dak says, I think after watching 4 seasons of Yellowstone, I finally understand what the whole man card violation thing means. They only drink beer and whiskey on that show. Well, yeah, I've never seen it. My mom, she's been watching it. She watched the 1883 with the Sam Elliott because I'm pretty sure she wishes he was my real dad. And and now she's moved on to watching Yellowstone. She says you should watch it in that order. Watch the prequel, then watch the show. And now I'm pretty sure she's watching that show because she wishes Kevin Costner was my real dad. I really get uncomfortable listening to my mom talk about these TV shows.
See, we had this discussion one time, but if I ever had my autobiography done on screen, like Kurt Warner just had his football story done, and Chuck from the series Chuck, played him.
Yeah.
See, I think I would want Kevin Costner to be me.
Kevin
Costner or Sam Elliott, one of the two.
Okay.
Maybe Kevin Costner the early years, and then Sam Elliott the later years.
I don't know who I'd use for the early years, but for like right now, the little guy from the movie Up. I the little, because I got
later years.
Yeah, I got the glasses. Like just give me some balloons.
He looks nothing like you, man.
Well, the glasses, and
but he does have your
grumpy
sort of,
and old.
Yeah, grumpy, sort of sourpuss attitude.
Well, thanks, Baby Got Dak. I think you've made me want to go watch that show. Mr. Pringle says, "Hey, Randy, St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner. May I suggest that you gift Jeffrey a fine Irish whiskey? In the fourth dimension, we'll get together and get him hooked on phonics."
Well,
what the hooked on phonics thing is.
I can tell you this about my pal Jeffco. You walk into his office. There is always at least 6 bottles of Jameson, varying degrees of Jameson, but they are on the top shelf of his credenza in his office.
12, Jameson Black, Jameson, Jenna Jameson, all of it is right there.
Well, I don't know about Jenna Jameson. However, the Jameson whiskey is in his office.
Dropping the Soap says, "I believe hot water is the blender's version of Baba Booey."
No, Baba Booey. That's another one. Some moron always yells Baba Booey.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to become that. Into Speed says, "Hot dog water, bull pucky." Moist One says, "Born and raised in Montana, and Yellowstone is the stupidest, corniest show I've ever seen." Seriously, you're from Montana? That's oddly, that makes sense. Keon has not met Moist One, but now I get it.
So, Moist One's from Montana.
He's from Montana. Huh. I always thought maybe I'd like to go live in Montana,
Oh, it's beautiful up there.
Everybody has to have a gun because of bears. And
beautiful up there.
Just seems
gorgeous.
Yeah. He says hot dog water is a Limp Biscuit fan. Okay. Hefty Lefty says Sam Elliott's mustache has sired more children than anyone in history next to Genghis Khan.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
He says, by the way, drafting the linebacker plan was more so for draft and develop. That's more of a long-term play for 3 years from now. And the Jet says, "Hey, gentlemen, Randy, please pour me a Jenna Jameson." And Hot Dog Water says his first sentence, "Jenna Jameson likes hot dog water." First and 15 says, "Okay, so about the Cardinals, please." Yes, you can still sprinkle a little of the air raid in from time to time. Point is, Murray needs to have 50-plus rushing yards per game. He only scrambles to avoid sacks now.
I agree.
The Rams have been kicking our ass for several years with a strong running play action game, says First and 15.
Yeah, but the first game this year, we looked pretty strong against them, didn't we? Was it because the Rams got a little overconfident, or was it because we put a butt kicking on them?
I think it's because you put a butt kicking on them. At that point in the season, the Cardinals were more healthy, and I think that one of the fears that Jeffrey had throughout the year that wound up coming true, unfortunately, was that lack of depth. Hopkins goes down. Where do you go to next? JJ Watt goes down on one side of that defensive line. Where does the pressure come from next? And without that depth, it's going to be really tough to hang in a division that's as loaded as the NFC West.
Random texter takes issue with you, Keon.
Okay. What's the issue?
Keon, you said around game 6, AJ Green looked like he was 57 years old. What the hell's wrong with a 57-year-old man, Keon?
Uh-oh. Nothing is wrong with the 57-year-old man if he's not playing football in the NFL.
I'm not even mad because I'm not that old, so it doesn't bother me. But
I'm older, so it doesn't bother me.
I have this nagging issue with the fact that Kurt Warner is just a little bit younger than me. That bothers me. I don't know why, because it used to be a good thing. It was like, look, a guy my age is out there playing. Now I'm just like,
a guy younger than you played his career and retired and is in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
And is having a second career as a broadcaster.
Yeah. Blissful Hayes says Kyler needs 7-foot tall receivers. That's what Kyler needs.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct. Swave Dave says hot diggity dog, or you can call me Hot Diggity Dave. Hey, Swave Dave, how are you? Good Cat says Cardinals may have looked awful in the final part of the season there in the playoffs, but just a reminder, the Seahawks sucked this year, which actually that makes me happy. Yeah, yes. I think that should make everybody happy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the Cardinals are able to win the first part of a season, it happens to be a Cliff Kingsbury special. But I think Cardinal fans want, expect, deserve more than just the first 10 games. What they deserve is a damn championship.
Well, I mean, I agree with it, but it's too late, I think, to get rid of your coach and then go on the hunt for a new coach. Although I would have loved to have had Brian Flores here. Now, if you bring him in here, I mean, things are going to change. He's a defensive specialist, and I think the way he runs his team, you know, I like the way he was coaching the Dolphins. I like the way he got the team to turn around from a horrible start and end the season well.
Sure.
That's what we need. We need a team that's going to finish the season strong.
Hey, Keon, why did they fire Brian Flores? I don't remember why. Just because he couldn't get what they wanted to get out of Tua?
Well, the original report was the disagreement between where he wanted to go and where they wanted to go. The organization did want to stick with Tua. Good. Brian Flores basically kind of felt hamstrung by it. And really, he has some connection with Deshaun Watson. I don't know exactly what the connection is, but the two of them had been communicating to the point where there were reports that that Brian Flores was going to try and bring Deshaun Watson to whatever team he wound up coaching for next.
You know what? So now here Brian Flores is working for the Steelers, right? Let's say this season does not go well. The Cardinals are now in a pretty damn good position to actually, Randy, go get Brian Flores.
Yeah, I mean, if we have another meltdown, it would not surprise me to see Mr. Bidwell clean house. I'll be honest with you. I mean, he is stuck with Steve Keim for through thick and thin here, and Steve Keim brought in this kid who was supposed to rival old what's his name over there, Pex over there in L.A. What's his name? McVay. Yeah, Sean McVay. There you go. Which, by the way, did you see how cut he was at the pseudo championship parade?
Yeah,
which it didn't draw many people, did it?
They need to maybe drug test him.
Dude, he was cut.
Yeah, I think he's doping.
Wow.
I think he's got the steroids.
Anyway, Kingsbury will never be that cut.
His skinny jeans would explode.
Well, yeah.
You're ruin a good pair of skinny jeans, Randy.
No,
they have to be expensive.
Yeah. You know how much those cost?
No, because I've never
either.
bought them.
That's why I was asking you. I don't either.
Based on we saw the draft inside his house. I'm going with Cliff Kingsbury doesn't buy anything less than the most expensive pair of skinny jeans available. Doesn't really matter what the number is. He's buying them.
That was a rental. The house is a rental. His skinny jeans are rentals. Everything he has is a rental.
He's being paid pretty nice for a guy renting things.
Just a Tip says, gentlemen, fourth dimension. I had a customer tell me today that Sexton single malt is as fine an Irish whiskey as there is. Any experience with the Sexton? I've not had it. Must be very, very expensive whiskey. Randy, how about you? Sexton?
I'm thinking it sounds familiar. I don't know that I've had it, though.
I'm not going to ask Keon. First and 15 says, I agree, Jeffrey. Coaches need to be subject to performance-enhancing drug testing, too. Yeah, especially. He doesn't look like muscular cut. He looks puffy cut. And when it's all kind of puffy, because I've seen him in those soup commercials, it's not like he's chiseled. It's just like he's inflated. That's steroids right there. That's steroids.
Boy, I don't know, man. I don't know, because watching that parade, the highlights of that parade.
Did he take his shirt off?
Well, no, but.
Yeah, steroids.
I mean, that T-shirt was screaming.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt he's puffy.
His arms are big.
I mean, it looked like he was wearing a medium.
Is anybody out there?
Medium.
Is anybody out there doing steroids? Could you back me up on this?
Okay, I'll back you up.
Because the steroid users of the fourth dimension.
Why would he do the steroids?
Just so he could look buff, so maybe try to get some credibility with some of these players that are giant men amongst men, and maybe he was feeling a little self-conscious, and yeah, because he's as young as most of them are, so he probably is like, I want to be legit with these guys. So he's like,
I want to be legit with these guys.
I don't want to lift all the time, so
so I'm going to stick a needle in my ass and look big.
Yeah, I'm sure he's stuck more than a few things in his ass. But
hello,
needles. To get that inflated. I mean, somebody looked at the PSI on one of his cheeks and says, "I'll have the Barry Bonds, please." I think. The Jet says, I do some sexting. It's not really as good as the real thing. No, sexton, Jet. Sexton. And Just a Tip says, oh, it's only $40 for a 750 milliliter bottle. All right, $40 ain't out of the range. I'll tell you what, we'll try that next, Just the Tip. Some Sexton. Hefty says, I'll give Sexton a try. It's only $27 at Total Wine. It's probably for the smaller bottle, but hell yeah, give it a shot. See if it's any good. Jagdog says, Jeffrey, Kevin Costner had an affair with Cal Ripken Jr.'s wife, you know. Okay. I guess. So Kevin Costner was the other man. I guess Cal Ripken's wife, Cal Ripken Jr.'s wife, cheated on him with Kevin Costner.
Wow. I did not know that.
Okay. Boomer Sooner says, guys, I think Brian Flores is signed on with a professional team. I believe he's no longer available. I think I got my story straight there, Jeffrey. No, not available for this season, Boomer. I'm talking about he's on the staff, and then next year, if they decide to fire Cliff Kingsbury, they just dial up the old phone there and say hello to Mr. Brian Flores.
I mean, I like that idea. So at this juncture, I'm not a Cliff Kingsbury fan.
Hot Dog Water says, Randy, you like prune juice water? Yeah, I'm just going to stop reading his text.
What?
Until he starts having something useful to say. I'm just going to stop reading his text.
What the hell is prune juice water?
I don't know.
I think we're going to find out this is somebody we know screwing with us.
Okay.
That is my bet, actually, and also what I hope.
Ooh, Hefty Lefty says that 750 milliliter bottle right there, it's only $27 at Total Wine. So actually, it's a pretty good deal there.
Sexton, Irish whiskey, single malt.
Why not? Hey, don't scratch the door, dog. God, I paid for that paint. Sorry.
Better let him out, or you'll find a present.
If I let him out, he'll chew the wall.
Probably got to go out and leave a present for you in your yard.
Training is going pretty damn good, to be honest. Training is going pretty good, but still, he can't be trusted. I still got to keep a really good eye on him. Oh, that's my wife. Okay, good. He got excited because my wife just got home. All right. Well, you know what? I'm excited because my wife got home. Can I just go now?
I was just going to say.
Can I slip out so I can slip in? 888-368-50.
Hello.
I'm just glad she was in the hallway and she didn't hear that.
That you know of.
No. I think I'm safe. Nobody says a damn word. All right. When we come back, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about what the NFL quarterbacks have been up to. And I also have a big old pile of just miscellaneous NFL fun for everybody. We've got that. And of course, I got some man talk on the way too. A man talk hero and a man talk villain. Two very ends of the spectrum, but it does bear mentioning. The Jet says, hey, Jeffrey, we all get excited when your wife comes home.
Wow.
Hefty Lefty, you might be as inflated as Ryan Seacrest over there for the Rams, but I'll punch you in the mouth. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Phoenix Suns get back in action coming up on Thursday night. They will play in Oklahoma City against the Thunder. The Suns are sitting as a 9.5-point favorite in this game. They also pay out at -460 on the money line. Oklahoma City, if they get the win on Thursday, they would pay out at +360. The Suns also continue to be tied to have the best odds to win the NBA championship this year. The Suns and the Warriors are each paying out at +410 on the money line, while the Nets have the third best odds at +600, and then the Bucks pay out at +650. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Lifestyles Unlimited Wealth and Passive Income Expo is March 17th, 18th, and 19th. Learn how to retire in 5 years or less from thousands of investors and expert wealth educators. Seek from topics like single-family rentals, buying apartment communities, passive investing, workshops on raising capital, asset protection, tax-free income, and more. Go to wealthandpassiveincomeexpo.com. Free for military, first responders, and medical professionals. Enter promo code EXPO-USA. Open to everybody. Wealthandpassiveincomeexpo.com. That's wealthandpassiveincomeexpo.com.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports. Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, the blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So Aaron Rodgers, I guess, put out some sort of weird Instagram post the other night. I thought he had broken up with that Shailene Woodley gal, but I guess not, because he's was saying very nice things to her and about love and this and that. And he was showering love on his teammates, and everybody thought, "Oh my God, what does this mean? Does this mean he's staying? Does this mean he's getting ready to leave?" People started freaking out, like, "Oh my God, what is happening here?" And to me, the oddest part about that was, I think he's still with that Shailene Woodley. I don't care who he's with. But if he's not still with her and he's talking up like this, now you know who broke up with who. That means that she dumped him, and he's pining away for her and saying nice things to try to get her back. Now, he did come out and explain why he posted this love fest of an Instagram with a bunch of pictures, some of him and Shailene Woodley, some of him and his teammates, etc. He says that he was, I guess, at the end of a long cleanse, is what he said. He said he had been cleansing for like 12 days, and then that was the end of it. And I don't know if he's playing with his chakra. I don't know all those hippie terms. What? I don't know. But that's what he says. This is what it was all about at the end of a cleanse. And I'm thinking, this dude was high as hell. That's what it seems like. This is a stone guy at the end of the couch. You're at some party and he's just going on. That's what this is. Or he was just a little bit delusional from being malnourished from whatever this cleanse was. But yeah, basically he's saying nothing has been figured out. We still don't know. But he's having positive conversations with the Packers. So yes, you can just about bet that means he'll probably remain a Packer. I mean, I could be wrong, but the Packers have done one thing right, and that is keep Aaron Rodgers. Even when it looks like it's over even when it looks like you can't fix it, they have found a way at the very least to get Aaron Rodgers to not leave them. And I don't think that's going to change.
I mean, that's the important part of the thing. I mean, because they've found a way to give him decent receivers and decent players at certain positions. And obviously Devontae Adams is a superstar. Those running backs are great, but you don't have to go too far with some of these other position groups, because Aaron Rodgers kind of keeps the whole thing together. If he leaves, you can't expect Jordan Love to come out and be ready to keep your team at that same level. You just can't do it.
So teams are allowed to talk to Aaron Rodgers right now. They're allowed to lobby him, right? He's essentially a free agent? Or he's not, or he just might retire is what people are worried about.
Well, and also we haven't reached the free agency period exactly yet. And there's also the weird legal tampering period of the pre free agency period.
So he needs a trip to Cabo.
It gets very weird about that. But regardless, we haven't entered that point. So other teams are not really going to be able to talk to Aaron Rodgers just yet.
Remind me though, what's his thing? Is he still under contract for next year, or is he now a free agent? Essentially, where is he currently at with that? Because that actually, does play into all of this. Now you start to say, okay, whatever Aaron Rodgers was doing right there might be some sort of political move saying, I could take it or leave it, Packers. Look at me. I'm happy. I'm at peace. If you don't want me to play, I'm not going to play. I'm going to move on. Megatron says, no, he is under contract. So the question is for how much longer? And so now he's trying then again, I guess, to improve his situation by playing the game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's got a couple more years left on that contract. So if he wants out, they're going to have to trade him. So no, you can't really talk to Aaron Rodgers and ask him, if you're another team, about anything. You'd be calling the Packers front office and Brian Gutekunst.
Well, for like me, who has a great team, just add quarterback. I wish he'd stop screwing around with everybody's emotions. Because I kind of would like to see the Colts make a play for Aaron Rodgers if there was a chance. But if he's under contract, that's a trade. And what do I have? Carson Wentz. Oh yeah, that's just the fix the Packers need. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers ain't going anywhere, peoples. Hefty Lefty says, into the cleanse. He must have started on National Margarita Day. Blissful Hayes says, Aaron Rodgers probably just ate some mushrooms. He was in a great mood when he wrote that post. Bears need to sign him quick. Colts could then just sign Andy Dalton. Average Joe on Twitter, no matter what I do, no matter where I go, no matter what I post, always comes in and just starts slapping my Colts around. I mean, like, what? I was just minding my own business. Or if I'm commenting on somebody else's tweets, he'll come in and just some negative Colts post. And I'm just like, why me? Why my team? What are you upset with me and my Colts for?
I don't know. You'll say something like, I don't know, I'm not really interested in this Wordle thing.
Yeah.
And he'll pop in and go, Carson Wentz isn't good at Wordle. Like, I don't know. I don't get it either.
Just very weird. Carson Wentz isn't good at Wordle. Lost Toby says, Bumbu rum is dangerous. It goes down smooth. Never been much of a rum guy, Randy. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I have the occasional glass of rum, or I've made my own drink just to kind of irritate my youngest daughter. I called it the Rock and Rando. I use 1 part coconut rum, and I use 2 parts Dad's root beer. That's the Rock and Rando.
Yeah, you are Dad. So, is it good?
I mean, it's just something that it's a little sweet, a little coconutty. Very tropical feeling.
It's like something you give the kids.
Yeah.
But the kids are looking to get liquored up. You just let them have some of that.
So Hattie actually made it first, but she was having a soiree at our residence one time, and she actually made this. So I came in and said, the next day I came in and said, hey, Hattie, you want to see my new drink I developed? Yeah, sure. Okay. So then I made it. And she's like, no, I already made that. Pictures, or it didn't happen. I just showed you. This is the Rock and Rando. Dad wins again.
Yep, that's a very well done annoying the kid. That's top level annoying the kid. Right.
Love
there.
you, but I stole your drink. and now everybody believes it's me.
Hall of Fame right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big Risk. I found now. Big Risk. he remember he told us he's like a really great car salesman.
Oh no.
And I expressed like, oh yeah, if I weren't a Dodge guy, I might like a GMC. Well, he's currently trying to sell me a truck on the text line. Those are some lovely vehicles, Big Risk. All 20 of them you just texted me, and not currently in the market, but
Big Risk, always looking for that next sale, aren't you?
He says, yeah, here's a few of the GMCs we have currently. Also, Cardinal fans are saying Rodgers or Brady could come to Arizona. Is Murray on good terms with the management now? But before you answer that, take a look at these GMCs right here. Here's a white one.
Look at these beauties.
Fine selection. There's a nice red truck there. Rock and roll. Oh, yeah. If you want to be gangsta, you can't go wrong in this Denali. All right. And here's the car I hit. Ooh. Yeah. Remember you were asking, you think anyone would notice? Yes. I shouldn't laugh, but that's not good. That's a perfect giant dent right there on the tail. Yeah. He goes, yeah, you can't blame me for trying. No, I respect that. I have a lot of respect for people who do sales, because I don't personally have that gene, but power to you, and you can certainly make a lot of money doing it if you do. So good job, Big Risk. First and 15 says root beer is awesome with whiskey. Rockin' Rando. You know what's awesome with whiskey? First and 15, whiskey. Guess the Cook says Aaron Rodgers is telling teammates he loves them and he might stay in Green Bay. They must be giving him peyote as part of his new contract or something, because that just Hot Dog Water says, Randy, will you use hot dog water with that rum? He says, you know who likes the hot dog water? Shailene Woodley. Yeah, I'm officially going to stop reading these until he says something more substantive.
Anything.
Hot dog water.
I am pretty sure that we're being pranked. Big Risk says the Mazda I drove into wasn't really damaged, just had a cracked reflector there. So yeah, I can see who won that one. It was not the Sentra. All right, so let's move on. Who cares about hippie Aaron Rodgers and whatever the hell he's up to, because it won't have anything to do with any of us. He's not leaving Green Bay.
No.
Patrick Mahomes is now coming out saying, hey, I don't know who's talking out there, but no, I did not bar my fiance or my brother from coming to the Chiefs games. Y'all just making stuff up these days, he said. Because I guess, that guy who's claiming that Tom Brady and Bruce Arians were like shirtless cage fighting, not getting along and stuff. Well, this is the same guy who broke that story. Well, he came back later and said, okay, that whole thing about Patrick Mahomes, I was had. That's not true. But no, the Tom Brady thing is. The Tom Brady and Bruce Arians not being pals. That's true. But back to Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I get it. It's not real. He didn't tell them you can't come to my games. But he should.
Yeah.
Well, whether or not he should is just a different thing than whether or not he is doing it.
But that listen, at least one of them. Yeah. I think you picked getting rid of the brother.
Yeah. He's because the one with the TikTok and the dancing and all the other stuff.
Way more annoying.
Yeah. She's just a little wild, I guess. But
maybe she'll calm down now after all that backlash. Maybe now she'll just kind of chill, be like, okay, I get what it is now to be in the spotlight and being the girlfriend, fiance / wife of a famous football player. That maybe it's not all about me, because every girl that age, it's all about them, right? Because they're on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the Tik or the Talk, or I don't know, all the things vapid narcissistic kids do these days, right? So every other girl that age, it is all about them, because that's why they take all those pictures over and over again of themselves. Well, now you're the same girl, but you have a famous $500 million quarterback, and there's going to be some blowback.
And she's trying to figure out where it's coming from, and it's just like, well, you're a public figure by extension. You may not have wanted to be, but you are, and the fact that you put yourself out there on the social media kind of ups the ante on that. So just take it down a notch or two. I get the sense that she's capable of that. I do not get the sense that his brother has the self-awareness to stop.
She needs to be capable, and I'll tell you why. And now listen, we've learned lately that we have celebrities listening to the show. So I'm just going to assume that she also is listening to the show. And I have a message for her.
Okay.
Brittany, if I can call you that. Brittany, here's the deal. If you want a shot at someday getting half of that $500 million, math wise, it's 250 million. Maybe tone it down now. Maybe tone it down now. And then you'll be in a position where you can divorce him and take half of that $500 million. Now is the time to keep your head down.
They're not even married yet. You've already got him divorced, and she's taking half of what he has.
Oh, I've seen a lot of videos of her, and I've read a lot of the stupid crap she says.
Oh, boy.
This one is going down in flames quick.
Okay. They've been together for a while, I guess.
I don't like to say that about other couples because people are saying that about me and my wife, and mostly because of me. And now here we are still together all these years later. But so I don't know. I never say those things. But in this one, this is not going to end well. So, Brittany, if you want to, A, have the last name Mahomes, and B, get that money, you could calm down right now. Just shh. Play the game, baby. Play the game. First and 15 says, I like a splash of soda with my whiskey, 7-Up or root beer. They're solid choices. Huh. So you like chick drinks. Okay. Just the Tip says $27 a bottle. My God, I've got to get back to my local Bevmo. Yeah. Hot dog water. No. The Jet says, thanks, Jeffrey, but please don't call me a celebrity. I like to be humble. I think I'm just like you. All right, Jet, I've protected your identity for quite some time, and I'll continue to do so. Big Risk says, I had a customer come in by the last name Bacon, and his family's very well known in the Arizona sports scene. Kevin Bacon? Is there another Bacon in the Arizona sports scene?
Is there another famous Bacon?
He's the only one I know of. But he says that the guy said Kyler blamed the coaching and some of the players for his lackluster play. He even said a dude even called him out, and Kyler backed down saying, you ain't worth it, bruh. And since then, he's lost a lot of respect amongst his teammates. Not sure if I'm even allowed to say that, but I didn't give his first name. His first name was Bob Bacon. But you shouldn't have typed that part, Big Risk, because I just read the whole thing.
Bacon.
And I just made that up. But Bacon, he did say Bacon. Mr. Bacon. Just the Tip says, does Left Eye ring a bell? Lisa Left Eye Lopez?
Bacon. What the hell is he talking about? Hey, Kim, do we have any bacon?
Ooh, yeah, I didn't get any bacon this weekend. We did not make bacon this weekend. All out of sorts without football. You know what? You wake up and you're like, oh, okay, it's time to do it. We're out of our rhythm, and now it's just nothing but housework.
How about tomatoes?
That sounds awful.
I can't make bacon getting ready to do chorin'. It's kind of weird.
Do we have BLT sandwiches?
Oh, that sounds good. Megatron says, well, there will be a prenup. Yeah, well, yeah, you'd hope so for Patrick's sake. Kiss the Cook says, yeah, Brittany, like Jeffrey said, you keep your head down.
Now, hold,
the other
hold
cars
on.
will think you're taking a nap.
It's
okay.
Now, hang on. Now, no one was going there. Why?
Think you're taking a nap.
That was a sharp left turn.
Wow.
The Jet. What does that even mean? Does brown eye ring a bell? What he's trying to say is, what's brown and sounds like a bell? Dung. That's an old joke. Very. We're talking like in the 50s.
Bacon.
God, I like some bacon. First and 15 says, if you think whiskey and soda is a chick drink, then no wonder a strawberry margarita constitutes a man card violation. Strawberry margaritas are good for men and women, alternate of all types. Like I've said before, man card violations are only for people who identify as manly. So, whatever, man. Just enjoy the whiskey. Try it without the 7-Up or root beer. See how it goes. You might like it. Just Saying. All right, must take break. When we come back, let's not talk about Patrick Mahomes or his fiance anymore. Let's talk about other NFL things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with Premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with Premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We're your home for AIA high school sports. And, of course, it is playoff time for all the basketball here in the Valley. Tonight at 7 p.m., we've got Mesquite at St. Mary's. That's a 4A boys competition right there. And then tomorrow, the girls are playing over on Money Radio. It's Millennium at Sunrise Mountain. That's 5A girls. We will let you know soon what games we'll have on Thursday and Friday because, well, some people's got to win those games to get to the next game. So we'll have some more playoff action for you Thursday and Friday. And of course, next week, it's the big stuff. It's the real deal. You're going to have all kinds of high school basketball here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's like March Madness, but for high school. So be sure to tune in for that here on 1580 The Fanatic. First and 15 clarifies, says, listen, Jeffrey, if I don't mix my whiskey, I'd black out at least 4 times a week. Sounds about right, Randy? I mean, that's normal.
Yeah,
I think that's normal for anybody.
4.5. I would take the over on that.
Hell are you complaining about? Big Risk says, I don't know if you guys remember, but I proposed in Cancun. I'm getting married. That's right. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Says, but she makes a lot more than me, and I volunteered to sign a prenup so there'd be no issue if anything happens. I told her, I plan on being with you forever, but in case, let's get something drawn up. What she doesn't know is my parents are leaving me over $1.3 million when they pass. And really, honestly, I just don't want her to be able to get any of that. It's just too much money to take a chance on losing.
Damn. And so the conniving begins.
Wow. Why do you think she doesn't listen to this show? And you've just told a story about hitting another car and the fact that you work at a GMC dealership. If she does happen to come across this station, you're hosed, buddy. You really got to think these things through.
I hope she doesn't listen to the podcast.
Have you learned nothing?
Either way. And by the way, now we know that Brittany, soon to be Mahomes, listens to this show.
Yes,
she's going to enter the mix, I'm sure, at some point.
We established that last segment. Yes.
It's going to get weird for you, Big Risk. I'm sorry to tell you. Kiss the Cook says, you guys are getting it backwards. I stand in support of Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
He says it'll suck if she blows her opportunity for $250,000. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hot dog water. No. All right. So here's something that's really humbling. You want to be humbled? Okay. Think of a time in your life that you were humbled, where you had to maybe ask for help. You know, as a man, that's not an easy thing. Where you had to go back to somebody you don't like and say, listen, I know we got a lot of bad blood, but if you've ever been truly humbled, this right here is going to make you feel better, because this is humbling. This is bad. This is so bad. I'm just going to read the headline. That's all I got to read. And you'll know why this is so bad for anybody who lives in the Carolina, north or south.
All right.
Headline report. Panthers called Vikings about Kirk Cousins.
Wow. When? That's the big question. Because if they called earlier in the year,
no, just a day ago.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
How bad are things where you're like, hey, Vikings, I know there's a guaranteed salary of $35 million for 22 and all that, but and he's probably $60 million contract.
Somewhere Mike Zimmer is like, why couldn't this have happened like a year and a half ago?
What do you guys say? Maybe.
Yeah, instead of going for Sam Darnold, I'd have just given you Kirk Cousins. You didn't have to try that hard.
Exactly. Why didn't you call me before you went with Sam Darnold?
Well, holy God. How humbling is that, North Carolina Panther fans? Wow.
Because you draft sixth. You can just draft a quarterback.
Not this year. There's nobody worth it. There's nobody in that draft that's going to be better than Kirk Cousins. You should know.
Oh, that's not true. There's somebody in this draft is going to wind up being better than Kirk Cousins. There is no peak guy in this draft. There's no, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, obvious number one guy. But to say that there's nobody in this draft worth having, I don't think that's true. And Kirk Cousins is like the most average guy you can get that's going to cost you, $26 million a season? What? At least the rookie quarterback's going to cost you a rookie contract.
There's more.
Oh, no.
There's more that humbles the Panthers.
Uh-oh.
The Vikings said, no, thanks. They said, no, we're not planning to trade Cousins right now. But thanks for asking.
We have Kirk Cousins, and there's nothing you have we want.
Anyway, we'll validate your parking, though. Come on. Okay. I'll just see myself out.
Wow.
I understand. I shouldn't probably have asked. It's all right.
What does that do to Sam Bradford's pride? Wow. That humbles him, too.
Wow. You mean Sam Darnold? Sam Bradford sitting on Cardinals money, just enjoying life.
Well,
right?
I meant Darnold. Sorry.
Well, Cam Newton, he's going to go bye-bye. Teddy Bridgewater, I think if he's healthy, he's not. Why are they not thinking about him? But they owe Sam Darnold $18.8 fully guaranteed money for this next season. So
I think Teddy Bridgewater, they traded him away.
That's right. They got rid of Teddy. That's right.
So that they don't want him. It's because they're looking at guys that are either inconsistent in their play, like Cam or Darnold, or when they had Bridgewater, he's just very average. And so they're trying to figure out, like, can we get somebody who, if we've got talented receivers, and they do, and, McCaffrey's obviously not healthy all the time, but, he's a big part of their game, and they have a solid defense. They're looking at, if we're a quarterback, we're at least competitive in the NFC South. They're desperate.
Well, and they're going to continue to be desperate. So if you're a GM and you see like caller ID says Carolina Panthers, you're like, ooh.
That's the reason why.
Let's deal.
Just going back to Kyler Murray, all the people who are willing to move on from him. Do you know how hard it is to stop being the Panthers once you're the Panthers?
Ooh, I got to tell you, they just had Cam Newton there, and they like a mobile quarterback, don't they?
So why Cam Newton? He's not mobile anymore.
No, what I mean is Kyler Murray. If they want, here's the thing:
they can't give you back.
What could they possibly trade the Cardinals for? What could they possibly trade anybody? Where their draft pick has to be pretty good, but this is not the year for that, as we've talked about.
Well, the draft pick can get you all kinds of other players, though.
Yeah, not better than Kyler Murray not this draft class.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking. If you trade your draft pick, you're trading a position that's not quarterback, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't. If you're the Cardinals, there's nothing that they have that you want. Like DJ Moore's a really damn good receiver, but you've got receivers. If you trade away your quarterback to get the receiver, well, who's throwing to the receivers? The Panthers as a trade partner can't really help you.
So now you've heard the most humbling thing you'll hear today. Now you're going to hear the most delusional thing you heard today. DK Metcalf says, I'm the fastest man in the NFL. I'd smoke Tyreek Hill.
Okay. All right, DK.
Well, let's review, though, because their 40 was pretty close in the combine. DK Metcalf had a 4.33. Hill had 4.29. So it's just 0.04 is not a lot of distance between the two of them. But there's a problem. Remember Tyreek Hill, when he ran that fastest man in the NFL thing the other day, he wasn't really trying and he wasn't taking it seriously. Why? Because he's still kind of nursing a little bit. I think it's a hamstring injury.
It was, yeah.
So DK Metcalf, you just had foot surgery. You're not racing anybody for a while. So it's easy to say those words and hope they get forgotten later. He's DK Metcalf, I guess, also in his delusion, claims he's serious about trying to run in the Olympics in 2024. DK, you're fast. You're a beast as a receiver. Shut up about that stuff. You are not Olympic running fast. And neither, if we're honest, is Tyreek Hill, who has flirted with that thought before. Stop with the delusion. Just be one of the best wide receivers in football.
Well, he wasn't a track race, DK Metcalf, like an actual.
And he lost.
He lost, but it wasn't like he was last.
It wasn't Olympic either. Some Olympian, some people who might. No, he just needs to be quiet. And he needs to go and he needs to play the football and be a beast there.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying the idea that he wants to do the Olympic thing is not incredibly impossibly absurd. But first, beat Tyreek Hill, which you can't do because the 40 times are not that different.
Okay.
But 100 meters is 109 yards. So actually, Tyreek would have beaten him in a track race if you just compare those 40s for 100 meters. Well, he would have beaten him pretty significantly.
Probably, but you also assume some stuff about that. But listen, here's the thing. Oh, damn it.
I'm assuming that if the heavier guy has to run even farther, he doesn't win by more. He's not making up more ground.
My brain just COVIDed out. I have no idea what I was going to say. Damn it. Cards Chappie says DK Metcalf can join the Jamaican bobsled team. Jake the Snake says you guys are the bomb show. Fire show as always. Thank you. Hefty Lefty says I'd take DK in the 100-meter over Hill, but Hill's too quick off the line for the 40. First and 15 says Hill would win a 40. DK would win in a 100-meter. Boomer Sooner says I give it to Metcalf. Longer stride. Wants it more. And by the way, I just heard Carolina Panthers re-sign Cam Newton last week.
Oh, no.
I don't think they intend him to be a starter.
No, the story I just read today said they moved on from him. 2 years ago. Oh, well, no, that's right. He was back for a minute. Oh, that's just silliness. Big Risk says Panthers are better off of maybe building other positions and then wait to draft a quarterback. Kiss the Cook says my mother is better than Kirk Cousins. I say this as I look at a football sign by him too, by the way. All right. Do we have time for the Big George thing?
Yeah, we've got some time. Yeah.
I got a little foggy in the brain. Can I tell you this whole thing about having had the COVID? And
Now I don't think we do.
I don't know if these are brain fog things or if it's just me getting old things or if maybe low blood sugar. You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to know if it's COVID fog so I can blame it and go COVID or if it's just need a Snickers? You know what I mean?
I don't think you can.
Didn't sleep well last night. I don't know.
Bacon.
Ooh, I like some bacon. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1972, Los Angeles Lakers center Wilt Chamberlain became the first player in the NBA history to reach 30,000 career points. Chamberlain was 7'1", taller than Big George, and is regarded as one of the most extraordinary and dominant basketball players in the history of the NBA. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I would put Wilt up there. It'd be fun to see him and Shaq play.
Can I just say how refreshing it is, a couple of years after the fact that I can talk about Wilt Chamberlain and the degenerate gambler doesn't go, and he had sex with a lot of women too. It's very refreshing to not have to worry about that.
30,000 points. That was only a third of what he had, other dominations he had.
Then again, I just said it, so I guess that's not the same. Into Speed says Bob Hayes would kick those guys' ass. First and 15 says, let's go St. Mary's tonight. 4A boys hosting Mesquite in a playoff. There you go. That happens at 7 p.m. Just Tip says Cardinals have quarterback settled, but that's it. They need Keim to earn his pay in the offseason. He and Cliff are gone. Cardinals option Kyler last year. Start all over in 2024.
No, I hope not.
That was an awful lot to unpack there, Just the Tip, but we got it in, didn't we? Is that wrong? Did I just... we just got Just the Tip in. Phrasing. I got to go lay down, I think.
Bacon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Have a good night, and we'll see you at 3 p.m. This is the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Have a good night. Bacon.
1580 The Fanatic is giving you the chance to experience Innings Festival, the ultimate